right, on Phoenix's abilities. He can draw a wall, he can create his own pop flash angle, right? With this Viper wall, they can potentially create some really interesting angles to kind of work Sky. Initially, so you're just going to have a little default boom bot up towards Hooker there, and Wave look well equipped to deal with it. Actually, Tribune going to get perfect timing on Mo's drone.
Have we got aggression in towards showers on a defending side? Oh, baby, this is going to be fantastic. I love it. Now, the plant comes in response, but look at those post plants. They're going to be smothered. They're going to be surrounded. That is the exact thing I want to be seeing. Make those post plants tricky, because whether you've got a Viper, when you've got a Sky, they're going to have all that information, and you know there's going to be utility lobbed down. They do get it to halfway. That's imperative, and actually, they're going to stick the diffuse straight through the smoke. They go, and it's done for. Wave. Whoa. Wave. Are you kidding me?
One enemy remaining.
Okay, I'm gonna come back to the death segment again.
Talk to me.
Go away, do your homework on the team you're playing against, knowing that FNATIC are gonna rely so heavily on that Brimstone and the Viper post plant. That's why we see that aggression. That is the perfect response. Again, the showers push comes through, shuts Mo down. They have enough time and space to then pressure that post plant lineup. And actually, they didn't even bother doing that. They just stuck the defuse because they said, we know what you're going to do. It's now a 4v3 or whatever it was. You're going to go back, play short. You're going to play by stairs, work over those mollies. I love it already. Round one, I love it. We love a proactive pistol round, Pansy.
We do. And the showers control fight, right? Information being garnered for old Nico. Now, we'll kind of break it down as to why, if this is a slow round, which I think it's going to be forced to be. This is something that's very difficult to deal with. Again, this is something very stylistically applied now towards FNATIC, is that they have these very slow hit a default, which they've done, and now they lean a sight. Now, normally you'd like aggression, so maybe Raze or Jet does start making a move, because otherwise, obviously, this defending side is going to be overwhelmed, but they're holding the extremity. So they're saying, right, we'll let you take sight, but we're going to sit in shower and maybe catch a cross, which is a nice way to define the site, but you've lost the fight to Boaster. That's where problems begin, and they get pinched on. Exactly, Mo. That late playthrough shower there, just kind of keeping control, building back in. Plant now comes in, rotations are late. This is the style that FNATIC wants to bring.
And that's it, yeah. Mo going to find another one, so the investment back into round two. Looking out for FNATIC so far. Whether or not Wave are going to be able to do any damage here. Once again, look at the minimap. Again, they've got the post plant set up. It's that contingency plan. The safety blanket, if you like. Nice flash through, actually, but Murray does catch a little bit of a team flash there. Doma will find Nico. Murray will find a constellation kill, but with that clock ticking down, I think it's just economy damage that he's going to be looking to do. Find another one as well. That's Stinger. Okay.
Who's this guy?
Oh no, he whiffed the nade.
No. I was so ready, dude. I was about to steal that crosshair setting. I was there for you.
Okay.
Right, we got some spice, Hypoc. We got some spice.
I mean, do you know what? That's another good example of what we're talking about, right? Boaster, this IGL for FNATIC, again, the information gathering, knowing that that's potentially going to be the setup, and Wave might try to kind of, you know, maybe exploit that a little bit. Straight away, we see the setup address the issue in round one. Mo waits out. He doesn't drone through showers. He waits for that contact and pinches at the right time. Again, I love that round by round kind of fix on just those small things. Yep. It's crossing the T's, dotting the I's.
And that's why I wish they built off that Sky Flash through Hooker a little bit more. Maybe not instantly, but a little bit later after a default would potentially go back. I know jiggle peeking is a little frowned upon here, but even just get a little info, see no one, and then start making that kind of play around the back. And it's going to be a stack up here. Looks like they're going to try and play around, you know, Razor's leftover gun. This is what a default's here to catch, though. So Mystic should be able to find this information very quickly. You've already got Sky on the other side being called to attention too over by Showers. It looks like they're going to crest around on that pretty soon, so Jack could be in trouble if he gets overwhelmed, but he has... Yeah, there he goes. I love this from Wave as well.
Yeah.
Because, again, you don't win a traditional round against a better buy like this normally, unless you have something up your sleeve, and why not try something a bit different? Isolate a couple of players, get a gun away or two, try and make them reinvest if you can.
And they're actually going to get... I think that was a weapon swap up there to give a Vandal up to that upper angle, so he's going to hold this... His Doma actually boosted up. Hold this angle all the way down to the defensive spawn, but again, aim of the game here for Wave, it's economy damage. It's to remove some of these weapons, which is why we saw the stack, as you said. You're not really going to be able to take these 1v1s. They just swarm Jack over by Showers. Actually, Murray catching a sound cue on Boaster there, so he's got to be careful when he comes back out of Hookah. Mystics missed the timing on it as well. There you go. Yeah, Boaster will falls. Once again, just going to play the exits a little further here, whether or not they get another one. Doma seems like he's cleaning up now with a couple of headshots. They will TP away.
Oh, they've gone 3.
Yeah.
That's honestly great damage. If you're going by Counter-Strike standards, at least 3 players dead, it's hard to reinvest. It costs them that little extra money to get the guns back up. So it could at least keep the economy humble. It's obviously not a round win, but it's going to force a predicament on at least 1 or 2 players.
Indeed, as now we come back in, Wave have a much better buy this time around. So expect to see our first example of maybe their buy round default, if you like. And it's looking, obviously, with the lack of presence really on A shore, I'm expecting it to play a little deeper on A site on the defense, because it looks like, again, we're going to see a little bit of aggression outside of hookah. I'm with you here. Once they don't get this contact, this information with the boombot and the sky flash, yeah, I want to see them. Oh, actually, look at this. Yeah,
love that.
Actually going to flash out of the rooftop of showers here. Orbital Strike invested it too, so a fast hit coming onto A.
Yeah, they've sped up the pace 6. They know the flank is vulnerable, but luckily Mystic's there to catch it. Murray's dead. That was meant to be the kind of punching, back line almost to kind of catch anyone there is. But now Wave's going to be only operating with 3. You can see Nico trying to make something work for himself. But that late kind of post-plant utility is going to come into play here. Considering how quick that hit was, they have plenty left over to make this very much hurt. And now Mystic, he's secured the back lines. He can refocus towards the site where they know most of these players are. Great information recovered. And there's 2 quick kills. You're going to see, I love this. FNATIC have elevated to meet these players, and that is good work from Mystic to close, but a nice little pace change there after that more standardized start. I don't think it was a bad call from the Rays either. They went on that fact-finding mission. They knew where the site was, or the site hit was coming in too, but FNATIC, that pace change definitely shook things up.
Oh, really good stuff. Again, I could see both members of Wave obviously trying to play a little deeper on site. At that point, I mean, if FNATIC are going to do that, they're just going to brute force their way up short. And obviously, they've got to be conscious of that shower presence that's already shown. Yes, it was round 1 and 2, but that's got to be a factor now for both teams. So I'm liking the readjustment. I do want to see them act a little bit more for this information on B, which actually, you can see, yeah, the sky flash comes down. Doma. They'll find 2 Jack for the 3rd as well. So they get themselves free access as all 3 members down on B.
I still like the investment of utility as well coming in from the sky there from Jack. Being meticulous and investing your utility after seeing 3 players on long is probably a good idea in case it's a further stack beyond that.
Yes, yeah.
But for now, they will get the plant in. You're going to see them switch it up on towards a pistol, which I actually think it's quite a nice idea, considering we've seen, I guess, FNATIC set the standard. They like those A hits. That's been predominantly where they've been hitting. Now, up on the pistol, they switch it up in case potentially there's a stack sitting on A. It's probably a nice in-game leadership call there from Boaster, potentially. He's just going to clear out as he goes, but they are somewhat safe. This is what I like to see is a very much a thinking man's game, but then this is why we always talk about firepower beside it. Even with the right reads, which Wave, I think, have right now, sticking the landing still going to be tricky because you have someone like Doma there. You've got so many big kind of name players now, heavy hitters, that will still decimate you. So it's, okay, theory's right. Let's get the execution down. Let's get that firepower online here.
But what I want to see Wave is kind of take something away from some of these rounds. And yes, they might look like throwaways, but kind of just getting a beat on who's playing where, who likes to show presence early round where, and then act upon it. So whether or not we'll see a play get made from, potentially Sky combo with a Jet, something along those lines. To the rounds really where you want to be taking note. You want, and again, much to the same example I said about Boaster, right? That round 1 factor, they completely reduce that risk in round 2.
And again, default, but the switch up this time. Going for a B lean. Now, we do have a different approach here. We've seen Murray now lean towards showers a couple of times, but also towards hookah. So it looks like when they go for aggression, Murray's normally the one to kind of lead the way. Now hearing this and also seeing that Viper wall, it might have kept them a little bit more committed towards A, but it is a fake, and I like the way they're using it for conditioning. However, we've got a bit of a 3-2 split here. Zig's in a bit of trouble. He's now going to see people coming his way, but good utility usage could at least cut this attack in half. But they still need to land the shots, and Jack's having none of it. Nico's there on response, but you're going to have Doma already pushed further forward. They need to help out the rest of the players, though, because they're still getting kind of chewed up over by Long. Quick flash in, but he catches most of it. Seekers go down. Jet, oh, Carcass could have done something, but no, Doma bails them out. Quick trades come in, but it's Boaster to find the last kill towards the site in all of that mayhem. We have to look at what remains. 2 players for either side, but look at the HP on FNATIC. It is low. Now, luckily, you know what? She can do just about everything, this guy. We could get a heal going on.
Jack of all trades.
Exactly. Did you just say jack of all trades?
Yeah.
That was really smart of you.
Thank you. Thank you for noticing.
You're welcome. I'm proud of you. But for, but for now, on the other side, Nico just needs to be patient. He can play to hear the sound cue of the spike going down. With that little time left, they can't clear all of this.
And let's see. Still, there you go. That's going to give the audio cue across. Now, Nico, I want to see him wait this out, or just find that kill instantly. His teammates still rotating through defensive spawn now. Last player, Chak, is down to 30 HP. So that information is going to go across. We'll see him stack up and just sweep through here. Get this trade. Make sure that there's no possibility of Chak clutching this out. Now he's got himself the 1v1 and he clutches it out. The third on the round. We'll find both headshots there. That was a little sloppy from Wave on the way back in.
Yeah, credit to Chak for just landing the shots, but you're right. I mean, I was expecting a little bit more of a swing from Tribune there. Considering there's a lot of steps coming in from Nico, I think it was, who was, running across, very loud and, clearly showing he was in that tube at the back there towards the left side of it, rather than towards the spawn side. I was hoping they're going to just double face, just in case. You have to face everything as tradable, and that was an untradeable moment. Whether or not the player went ahead of when Tribune was ready, who knows, but that needs to be refined because, as I said, this is the difference maker. Pound for pound, it's dangerous to play against. This is very tricky, but Murray's getting a little interested. Oh, the timing's atrocious. Too many targets, too little time. No way you could have found both, and this slow default has now punished them. You can't dry peek into this.
And that's... again, it's got to be a frustration factor, right? You're going to want to go out and find those first bloods to kind of weaken how strong this formation is from FNATIC. Now, and again, they're happy to sit this out now. Man advantage, we talked about this just before the game went live, right? They're happy to kind of do these late round hits where, come 30 seconds, all 5 regroup, they hit something. Because they know then that if they've got first blood, it's then potentially a 4v1 or 4v2, whichever site they do end up going to. So... this is it, and it's agony for the defending team.
Yep.
For FNATIC to just sit back and let the round play out like this.
I mean, this is the thing of it. It's incredibly hard to play against. You need absolute turrets to deal with it, and honestly, you kind of need a very mobile op, I feel, is something, at least, in my experience. I'll come back to that in a second. As we do see the side hit coming in, both players now stuck towards the U-Haul and towards every part of this. You got, oh god, Doma, you are quick to move, but both players just got cleared out in the meantime. That ultimate invested forced them again into the sights of the opponents, and Wave are having no luck. I do not think their theory is wrong, but they are not beating these players pound for pound, and Doma's just flexing on them now. This is FNATIC looking incredibly strong. This is a great match for them at the moment. Right. Let me just roll this back then. Because we have to look at what's the answer to a team that defaults and then executes quite slowly. Because that's not only what we're seeing from FNATIC, but it's what we're seeing predominantly from FNATIC. Now, traditionally in Counter-Strike, it became very notorious with the likes of Na'Vi kind of doing these very slow mid-takes and then splitting towards the A-bomb site on Dust 2, for example. And it's very hard to do much against. You kind of just have to have that turret on site, be able to at least bare minimum buy time. Yeah, Wave do need a tactical timeout to talk through their options, right? So it's like, I feel as though you do need that kind of stand and deliver opper or a mobile, operator player who can potentially sit back, keep falling away. You don't have to kind of be just in there, willing to die for it, but at least kind of be able to sit on the site and allow the rest of your team to flex around you. Try and get that information on the extremities.
Yes, I absolutely agree. It kind of takes some players to isolate some of these single players that are that are part of this default setup, right? So eyes immediately go towards Doma. What I don't want to see is Wave keep giving Doma a 1v1 because right now the way he's playing, he's going to win that, right? I want to see some kind of synergized kind of play to like you said, isolate one member of this default. Yes, I like the idea around the operator. I think with FNATIC, the way they're set up, they're well equipped to kind of deal with these angles.
Yeah, I mean, the only other option is you make them run out of time, but the utility slowing them down is non-existent. Look at this, they're already just right on that verge. You do have a little bit coming back in from Sky,
switch it up.
But this ain't slow. This is still pacey, right? Like, this has got a bit of fight to it. Still above 1 minute, they've shown a lot of presence through the TP we go. Good rotation. Now can utilize that Viper wall that's been in place the entire time. Wave now need to hit those re-rotations, but look at the punishment here. We've got players everywhere. We've still got 3 players for FNATIC leaning towards B, and they've already caught 1 rotation.
And we're still just, again, waiting for one member of Wave to bite off of that early presence and the DP sound going through. Oh, gee, Boaster, I think actually came out the better of that 1v1. You can see the HP. Back off there. We'll get the Sky heal. Back up to full. Here you go. It's actually Zeke. Going to be facing off against Doma. Spike in the background. You can see it. Mystic making his way back over towards Long. Boaster now. We'll get this kill. That's going to draw out the rotation. This is going to give them complete map control.
Yep. This is going to be hard work. Boaster should be dead, and he is. Now, information has been found. It's all on Murray to do something about this, and yeah, look at that bait. Knife in hand, Viper just whips around the wall. You have Mo on the wider swing. Yeah, these guys are playing a really well-refined game. Nice synergy between those two players. And again, Nico now does get the element of surprise on one, but instantly the trade will be there. Mystic never too far away from it. And look at the intuition. That internal clock ticks and Mystic turns. This is a very well-rehearsed side. And again, not a stylistic mismatch, I would say, but this is just two teams playing quite a similar style to an extent, but one significantly further in that process here.
I mean, again, even my P brain can't understand. I saw the spike making its way over to B long there, Lauren, and then Boaster finds that kill, should bait out the rotation, but the hit comes back onto A within 25 seconds left on the clock. They're happy to just full W key. Like you said, knife out.
Turret out.
Problem is as well, like, I hate to say it, Zik and Carcass, you can't be sitting on one kill at this point as well. It's rough.
But make some plays.
Yep. I mean, I'm not saying it's easy to do it. I'm just saying it's going to be a kind of element as to what's going to be hindering you if you can't quite get into form yet. You can already see this play. I like this. Again, I think Wave have some really nice looks to them. And I really don't want this to be disparaging to them in the long run, sitting at a scoreline like this, because I think the way they approach the game is correct. I think they have a very good mentality on the game. Murray will be locked out of this again. Oh, dear. I don't know if he could have tucked into one of those corners there. Honestly, I think he was dead. Dead to rights. And even, like, looking at this in my mind, again, while this kind of eco round plays out, unless, obviously, Wave do something more interesting with it, the fact they're willing to invest their kind of ultimates in rounds like this just to clear out corners, I think it's a really good kind of approach. But it is a 3v3, so it's not over yet. But we're on the wrong side of the map.
And Dome is quite a way away. If they can find this 2v1 on site, obviously the Viper's pit is down. Yeah, you're going to see, actually, a little bit of spam onto the spike as well. Mystic should find both of these. They've both walked into it. There you go. Spots the barrel. Finds Nico first of all. Actually doesn't expect Tribune over there, so brings it down to 1v1. Tribune still on 1 HP though because of the decay. He's got to wait for it to tick back up. Yeah, there you go. Doma knows exactly where he is now.
Well played. Honestly, good round though. Again, this is what I like about Wave. They aren't bad at all. It's just you're not winning the rounds here. And that sounds really counterintuitive, right? But I look at it as the eye test, and I think most people do as well. It's why we got excited when we saw NIP playing the way they did, because you saw what happened literally an event later. But this is a longer process, but this is a good first look for us seeing Wave, at least to my eyes. I don't think they're a bad squad at all. They're making some decent responses. I'm just not seeing, you know, the player skill backing that up just yet, but I think the in-game leadership's certainly in the right place.
Again, it's easy to sit here and say, yeah, isolate one of those members as part of this default. But again, FNATIC just have the ability to switch it up so often.
Look at them falling away. Now, do they check this with intent? Yeah, well enough. Murray, well, good work. Now very cognizant that they're pretty pinched here, and losing out on Carcass means that he's very isolated. We should have a little look towards Doma. He's not going to be there for a while. Maybe sticking on board with that Raze, seeing how they're playing, could be quite interesting. Because Doma's still got a long way till be anywhere relevant here. You're going to see Sky the one to engage. Yep, Murray now in trouble. Dead, buried, gone. Now, again, not necessarily a bad idea. Nico's like, really? This far? Okay, cool. But still, that's a good disruptive play, but this is again where it gets problematic. You're left in a 2v4.
And, well, I was going to say, they need to find an entry back on for this retake to work out. Mo immediately shuts down Zeke, and honestly, and again, this sounds stupid saying it out loud, but the amount of space that showstopper, just the audio cue is able to create, that's really what Wave need to do with their abilities, right? They can't seem to find a way to do the same thing without that ultimate usage. But again, the crazy thing is FNATIC are able to just back up. They peel away, they tuck into a corner. Mystic comes all the way through attackers spawn, all the way through cave, and they're able to kind of shut down that hit. Honestly, I don't know what the answer is. FNATIC are able to switch it up. They have kind of like 2 or 3 different variations. The only real, you know, constant is Doma outside of hookah. That's the only one, and it's so awkward for defenders to push out of there. Because on the one round that they stacked there, I mean, you get farmed, right?
I think for me overall, credit FNATIC for looking this good, and this is them playing to their skill level now. And they're one of the teams that I haven't seen falter too much doing that. I've definitely been looking across the board as to who can continue their play style and not be affected by, let's say, the opposing team do weird stuff. Like, how many times you play a game, oh, they're just randoms, they play, you know, like brainless idiots, I don't know what to do against it, blah, blah, blah. They don't do that. They hold their own, and this is a really big factor as to what I like about FNATIC, is they're still able to apply their playstyle to this degree. And again, I'm not going to be screaming about this matchup, because it's not, it sounds weird, but it's not that close. These players are outclassing them by a country mile, and it's more of a nice topic discussion than anything else. But we have to see if Wave can maybe break this chain. For now, we look at FNATIC as the formidable team who've pretty much become untouchable, at least in this matchup so far. Beyond that,
yeah, I was going to say they need to convert some of this B long aggression here. They are going to come back and pick up the heal, which dapr is going to heal. He actually drops out of hookah here. Murray will get the better of him at 1v1, but look at this. Here come the reinforcements now. Akis tucked outside the TP. Nico, I think, just spotted there, and might see them try and convert this one.
Look at that, the flash and the swing. Don't mind that at all.
What?
The double. Oh, they dashed into the
into it. Oh no.
Okay.
But I love it. I love it from Wave though.
Me. I've made my mistakes. Do you? I like what Murray's doing. He's got 3 kills, but that's about it for me. I don't love everything else about this. But you know what? Let's see what chat can do. Are you a believer in the 1v3?
Have you heard about... I'm not going to do it to you. I'm not going to do it to you.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
You do it much
He got
better.
the big brain to find Murray. Does Murray overpush? No, he doesn't. Well played, Murray. Murray could have had the want then to push further. Oh, there we go. Gives away a little information.
Tommy turret. He spotted him.
Oh, Chak. He's hating it. He's absolutely hating life. But look, yes, the response was there, but I mean... It's
last round before the switch.
I'm not.
I mean,
sold.
yes, the best response they've made still didn't look great, right? But that's the sort of thing it's going to take to shut down FNATIC's default, is those defensive executes. And yes, again, the win condition is finding value. Again, you could do it 3 rounds out of 4 and find nothing and burn a lot of utility trying to do it.
Yeah.
But the problem is once Wave kind of let the game run away from them, you're in just an economic... You're in economic turmoil for the rest of the half.
Yeah, and I am people saying that they're quite surprised seeing Sky looking like it's getting into the meta. I'm loving it, honestly. I'm really glad to see these more kind of Phoenix-esque but reactive plays with a more well-rounded sort of kit beside them. For now, Wave's actually holding the hit for once. Doma this time's dead. Now Mo wants to get in, but no. Tribune holds the line, and suddenly FNATIC are having problems. This isn't looking so likely, but there we go. Chak's on the case now, pushing in towards showers. The second even comes through, but Murray's positioning is good. They've got themselves breathing room. It's not much, but it is a little.
Switching sides.
Really not much. 3 rounds is hard to work with.
It is indeed. It is, and I mean the worrying thing is the first time we saw this roster, I'm talking about FNATIC, put on a show, it was on defense, on bind. That was where, in my eyes, where they kind of took EU Valorant from completely out of nowhere. To be honest with you, it was a total surprise for me personally. Yeah,
and again, this is what we said about the very start of the day. If you guys at home weren't there at the pre-show, look, I don't blame you. It's just us talking a load of nonsense together. But we were saying that this was a little bit of a quote-unquote easier side of the bracket, so we didn't really know the kind of eye test for at least one of these teams, which is Wave. So this can happen. It's a big old bracket. It is what it is. For now, we're going to have that quick play up towards B long. The counter quickly comes from Chak to at least keep back those 3 players, and even kind of gets far enough back to not be done in by any part of that utility kit. Rotations are in, but there's that TP taken.
Yeah, that was just to get the orb, actually. Interestingly enough, Spike has remained inside market, and the 3-man push going to come through now. The one way on short, actually, nobody holding on to that angle. Actually, it's going to give Wave really good entry here. No kill just yet, and the molly will burn down the clock a little bit, stop that plant, give some time for the rotation to come through. There's no rotation, actually. FNATIC are holding
He's
the
in
line.
hookah. Where's Raze? Show us Raze! Oh, Doma got Nico, but no more to be found. A quick trade for Tribune here. Jack now going to be trying to keep the attention away to allow the swing to come in from the site, but both get dealt with. That's a problem. Mo was the player on the site itself, and he was trying to be almost baited in just so he could step out as the attention was drawn. But now with the spike planted, the two players from FNATIC are in a little bit of a tricky spot. Not going to check your angles, you're going to get punished. Not necessarily a 50-50, but the deeper corner is tough to peek around, and Boaster now left with it all to do. Already baited by one.
Oh, yeah.
This is not a pleasant scenario. I guess Jet's HP is low, but they know two are here, so he needs to dismantle this at least potential crossfire in front of him. Checks the first angle correct. Oh, again, they fall for it. Check your corners with full intent, of course. Easier said than done, but there we go. A little bit of a buffer created now. I actually really like the approach then from Wave. Very, very nicely considered from start to finish. It looked kind of mad rotations, but it worked.
I mean, both pistol rounds now go to Wave. So there's something there. There's something there. And again, I love the setup once again. This is why we love Bind, right? You can farm the old orb on B, hop in the TP, come all the way back, take the TP again, just trying to bait out those rotations. And again, you know, hats off to FNATIC. They hold the line. Doma actually getting that first blood in hookah, but very quickly traded out.
Steps heard. Here we go. Mystic on the other side, quickly overwhelmed. Wave just want to just nail it right now. Keep that pressure mounting by Mo. Welcome to the site. Here we are. Wave now. Securing as they go. Like that hit. All-encompassing, not messing around, but there's still a threat here. Boaster was lingering in the smoke, but kept in check by Zeke. This is quite good. This is decent so far.
Again, not really paying too... Ooh, nice little flick from Doma there, but... I mean, Wave just... Yeah, saying, cool. What, are you going to set up? You want us to run through your through your molly? We'll do it. That's fine. Just the all-out Zerg rush through showers there. Just not really playing into the FNATIC setup. We'll have to wait to see if anything really switches up on the buy round and whether or not Wave are willing to play at the same kind of pace on their buy round.
So I reached out to, the Wave, I guess, org at the start of the day because I wanted to just know where these players came from. I didn't know too many of them, and Murray's the one that I find interesting. Came from Crossfire, which obviously isn't huge in Europe, essentially, or NA, but we saw Supamen as well, who joined one of the NA squads for a little while. Look ridiculously good aim-wise, so, Crossfire players, apparently, man, they're pretty wild, but right now, he's going to be put down, so sadly my point seems redundant, but I promise you it's very good. However, quick little dash through the TP there, trying to keep the rotations on their toes, but they haven't gotten rid of Mo just yet, nor Boaster, and they're both on towards the A side. We should be looking over towards that side. There it is. Boaster on the swing through. Nice spree down from Boaster. Mo even doubles down and gets Carcass too. This is nice work from them. Now, the re-rotations are going to come in. Tribune's a mile away. He was the one who took the TP originally, so this ain't fun for anyone.
I always just want to hear that when I hear the footsteps. Sorry.
How dare you have fun? Stop it.
Yeah.
Bastard. Caster, have fun.
Or just like, is it the Ride of the Valkyrie or something? That would be the best music to be dubbed over those footsteps.
But yeah, so look at this. It's a really eclectic mix of players that came in. We've got Zik was Danish semi-pro in CS, it looked like, playing a lot of Faceit stuff. Carcass, ex-CS pro from Lithuania, which is pretty cool. Nico, Fortnite, Murray Crossfire, and Tribunes from H1Z1. So really eclectic mix. For now, though, Doma will be forced away from hookah. Going to be forced to fall back in, but Murray's kind of slipped through a little early, actually, kind of ahead of the nades, ahead of all that spam that came in. He could get a nice swing towards potentially Mo. Yeah, you can see the tag there. Couldn't quite land it because Mo dipped away, but they're getting a lot of attention, and now there's 4 players on the B site, though.
Yeah, it just leaves one for FNATIC over back towards A. The flash comes through, actually going to try and force the issue here. Boaster going to find 2 kills to stop this push. The orbital strike invested as well. Tribune's got to get out of there, but he's forced into the open. Boaster will find a third. Doma will find Tribune, and there you go. Boaster with a 4K here. Really, really good hold. Again, just the presence of mind immediately to invest that ultimate, the orbital strike to force him out of guard, and just fantastic stuff. And I mean, it's a big risk, right? To stack 4 over and rotate that early, but I mean, Wave played into it perfectly.
Yeah, I've got to give credit to those rotations again. Really, really good stuff. I mean, this is good positioning, good timing. But the scoreline's a little less, I guess, espresso depresso right now. It's kind of, you know, looking all right. At 5-11, you lost to a stronger team at this point. Yeah, I'd love to see a little bit more. I want to see more from Wave, because they seem quite creative on approach, but their economy's broken. Aside from Carcass, so let's see what he can do now. Knives out. Wasn't sold on the film, felt it's a little overhyped, but Carcass is on the site, and you can already see the Killjoy getting involved in this as well, and Carcass going to sweep through and clear. Has to come through the smoke, catches a glimpse, a little too thick for your own good there, Chak. Just showing off all that cake and no birthday today. And it looks like, again, this should be at least a decent round for now. 4 players still standing, and you do have Carcass just holding this cross.
Yeah, if he can stay posted here, again, I'm not sure when the recon bolt's going to come back online. Maybe actually just we switch away. There you go. Yeah, that should force him out of here, but we'll find the entry. Good enough for me. Mo will find the trade. Now, FNATIC in a 2v3 retake. One member is low. Definitely doable, but that clock is ticking down. They're going to be able to find a kill. No, the molly's on now. Then the clock's already run too late. This is the undoable task here for FNATIC. One of our boats is just going to try and remove some weapons from the occasion. Find the first, not the second though. Trade it out. So nice execute coming through from Wave, and a nice hold as well.
Yeah. Again, 6-11. Scoreline isn't terrible. I've seen worse scorelines. Mostly me on the wrong side. But for now, they've broken a bit of a trend here, because that first half, that's rough. But to have the mental fortitude to kind of shake it off, right, come back in, let's have a little go at this. Let's start trying to play our game now. We've got, I don't want to say a buffer, they're against 11 rounds, that's horrible. But what they can do is at least try and build as best they can. This is the first time we get to see Wave, and I truly want to see what they can bring. New look this time. You can see the response though. FNATIC have to answer that B presence, and they have with the 3-play stack. Now we're seeing attention elsewhere. Molotov invested. Boaster, he's going to be put to task pretty soon. Viper's trying to bail him out as well. Look at that util invested.
And really want to flush him out of that corner. And actually, look at the rotation for FNATIC. All 5 members coming back over towards the A site. Jack thinking better of it now, because the hit doesn't come through. They don't follow up on that utility. Things will slow down for just a moment. FNATIC kind of reset, but they are going to keep 4 over on A site. And the important thing is obviously not to give away any clues. Obviously, we're talking about Sova's utility, Razor's utility. They're going to expect the Brimstone and the Viper, but that would give away setup really for... And actually, the drone potentially could do it. If I don't think any of the members of Wave were actually close enough to catch that sound cue, but that would have been one of the pieces of information to know that Sova had rotated over and was still on A site.
When's that internal clock gonna start getting a little funky? Should be pretty soon. Looks like Boaster's gonna try and find some information.
Yeah, they know. Look.
Wander around. Yeah, there we go. Time to go, Murray. Let's see what you got here. Dives on in, rocket to hand. We're just rolling it back to the Quake days. And just, you know what, spam it down. Ooh. Not bad. Gonna buy time. And maybe where's the damage on that, man? It looked like that was right on.
Yeah.
Hey, Plant gonna come in. Anything to stop it? No. Plant now down its post-plant time. 5v5 post-plants are brutal. We do have some ultimates online, and Doma and all the boys playing back through CT are going to be having a rough time, but it's Boaster cracking this open. First avenue available. Now the crossfire's not looking so strong. You can see the problems. Murray's so vulnerable once that player got picked up.
Oh, and actually the orbital strike is perfect. It's going to force him all the way back into garden. Look at that. Into the waiting arms of Mo. Boaster once again picks up so many kills on the retake here. Review will get a constellation. How many times has Boaster flanked back through hooker on the retake? That's just... I don't know. Maybe just a little bit of a complacency there, because you think, you know, first, second time, sure. Second time you maybe get lucky, because second time you got to expect it, but the third time...
21 kills for Boaster. Nice little performance from him. And Wave on the other side, Murray is leading the way, but 14-13, it's not, you know, going to turn heads, it's not going to change the world, but it's the first time we get to see these boys. This is the grander look at Europe, right? This is the excitement that we were waiting for, is to see what else is out there. We've had the boring invite tournaments, we've had the boring streamer tournaments, now we get the actual talented players. Nico, though, sadly, just head first for Halos right now. Already dead. Pops the ult. Mystic's gonna have a whale of a time if they just keep walking forward. 1, 2,
no
make it a
way.
third. Go on. Oh. He did get 3, I guess, overall, but it was kind of nice if it was in, you know, succession.
Seekers are out, so again, this
It's a
is going to
horrible
give...
noise.
Yeah. Going to give the information over. Actually, Zeke going to catch the stun as well. Tribune location is revealed, so just a matter of time. Keep your eye on the minimap. Got a man flanking back towards short, and it's none other than Boaster once again.
Ooh. That was a little spice to it. A little seasoning on top of that bad boy, but it is the 1v2. He's been... Trickle Molly, how disrespectful. Just dribbles to the feet. Now, Tribune. What are you going to do? You got 33 seconds. No one's directly fighting you from where they were before. Look at all these annoying rotations. This guy's even back into B just in case. No. And Boaster's going to come around showers. So, Tribune's got the option. Do I walk where Boaster was? He seems paranoid, but not too away. He's got his ultimate. See if they find him. Sky on the hunt. Gonna force out Boaster. Not bad. That's a really good shout from Tribune. Well considered. Oh, no! But he loses to Big Daddy Jack. And that's gonna be the GG, at least on map 1. Was it 13-6 here? FNATIC, I've got to say it, solid. And I didn't really expect anything. It is a little bit more surrounding giving information, whereas I'd say Phoenix is more self-serving. Obviously, all the heals, all of the, you know, the ultimates, a little bit more aggressive too, but I like the idea of it.
Well, for me, it's kind of the mix-up between if you put Breach and Sova together, right? So it's interesting to see Wave actually opt for no Sova and the Sky. And obviously, they're running the double duelist on the side, so it'll be the Jet and the Raze to complement that. But we'll have to see if that's something we'll see a part of Wave's game plan.
Nice combo to take space. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, really, really early presence shown all the way actually into A lobby here. So Carcass, expect him to just stay tucked in here. Again, this is one of those spots we talk about. If he dies, it's fine. They're getting the information early enough to potentially get bodies onto A site to stop that hit coming through. Jack obviously aware of the possibility somebody could have pushed up. FNATIC actually drifting back over this way after exploring C long briefly.
It's not a bad shout if they clear their corners. Oh, they actually shot on the first. Okay, Carcass, I guess it's Jet. You can just dash out. I didn't like the repeak on that because you had to buy time for rotations. Because when you're going to be posted up like that on your own, it's under the assumption that you're going to be solo there because you alleviate the pressure of the additional man. However, for now, Domer on the site, that is so crisp from him. His aim is so sharp today. Despite going down, push plants will be comfy too. No flanks coming in here either.
No, you're absolutely right. And again, really, I would have liked to have seen the wait through for the retake to come through, but Nico actually just holding to short there, and Domer actually going to pick up another 2 freebies, really. A little bit of a sloppy 1-2 peak there by Wave, but again, nice opening from Wave. I like the idea. Get some control, get player tucked all the way in A lobby, but again, yeah, the repeat, just wait time. Again, wait for them to double clear you. Wait for them to push through. Not entirely sure about the repeat myself. And then obviously Murray on site at that point. I mean, the paranoia comes through. So, you know, he's done the best he could from that situation. He has to wait out being blinded by it. But would have liked to have seen Murray maybe play his life a little longer there and wait for the 4v5 retake.
It does seem as though there are a couple of issues on the stream itself when we had some problems. So hopefully that's fixed for you guys now. I'm sure you'll be spamming the whole time. If it's not, so let us know. But yeah, a bit of a completely counter play coming in. So everyone towards A and the C push.
And no, good to see Wave not afraid to make these pushes out, especially on these rounds where minimal investment. They got to do something to try and make it work, right? Fortunately, FNATIC free access in, and Shaq is set up to greet them. Oh, potentially going to look for a play with the paranoia. And again, it's how many players they're expecting to see here holding on. But again, the setup for FNATIC, they're going to deal with this so easily.
Okay. Stick there. Boaster. Just playing aimbots. Nice little target practice. Easy peasy.
I am still having a few problems, Lauren, so do bear with me.
Seems like the stream's having problems too, don't worry. I mean, hopefully it's resolved. If you guys in chat, let us know if it's still having issues or not. Always appreciate it. You know, you're the one who has to deal with us. So, I mean, we'd like it to feel good for you guys. caring like that. But we are going to be kind of focusing on the game in front of us again once it's all sorted. I'll probably start actually casting properly. For now, I may just be a robot. Who knows? Looking at what we've got starting on this one, FNATIC going to be kind of somewhat default across the map. No mad leans, no massive rushes. We do have a little bit more intent towards middle, it looks like, with that Omen being kind of stepping out towards the boxes, keeping control. And I like Carcass kind of now has set a bit of a standard that there will be pushes on A-long. I think a lot of people were surprised that Angel called this area banana. I don't think it's that surprising considering that this is
where's he got that from?
I don't know. Inferno counter. No, I'm not sure. Despot Mo.
Look at Murray. This crossfire could be deadly.
It's filthy. Oh. It's absolutely. Oh my god! And so is his aim. 3 big kills in quick succession. Say goodbye, FNATIC. Yes, they've finally broken through, but rotations might just beat them there if Tribune just kind of instantly hooned it. But having a little look around, timing could be right, but they're very aware of where they could be vulnerable.
The Tribune going to try and deny the default plant with the molly there. Actually going to do a lot of damage to Mystic and force him out, but no peek coming through because of that nano swarm. Mystic going to give the spike up and hold for his teammate. Now, Paranoia actually going to slow down this push a little bit. Mystic maybe considering pushing through to the defensive spawn. He will. Nico will fall. Actually, Wave picking up both kills there. I thought maybe Mystic was going to be able to convert that second as well after the Paranoia. Again, I'll have to see a team get aggressive in the post plant, get control, and make sure there's no chance they're able to just swing out and clear these corners one by one. Wave actually hold the line. They pick up both kills.
We go hunting for bears in windows, please. Thank you, Observer. Shout out to my homie. Just hanging out. 2 to 1. I like what Wave did with that aggression, kind of coming down on A-long. And this is kind of what I like about what Angel said. You know, just it being, even it just being banana, you can't leave it unattended.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the sort of thing I was talking about in the previous map, right? Is not allowing FNATIC to rely so heavily on this default and run the clock down. And yes, it's easier said than done, right? Because you have to find value from it. But that's the sort of cheeky play where, yeah, that crossfire picking up 3 kills. I mean, it's Murray actually that picks up all 3. Darkus dies for the cause, but
you'll take that trade. That's a valuable trade out, and it's going to cause at least now FNATIC on the attacking side to invest utility to have to clear A-long or banana, as I'd really just genuinely like to call it that, because now they've been conditioned to have to worry about it. It's something within the wheelhouse of Wave, so not a bad plan. Now Boaster, let's see if he's going to check everywhere as he goes. Jump peek in the corner. There is a turret there. I'm going to get much out of that. But while he does this, making a great deal of noise, they're going to be trying to work towards C. So that's going to be the next kind of big point that comes through. Is Carcass... Did he see anything then? I think he might... Well, he definitely saw something now. Already, play's going to just fly up this, kind of contacting up towards C long, and it's going to be Doma leading the way. Ultimate
pop.
No. Oh, God. Wait, how
okay.
How did Nico... Okay, so Nico got 2 kills while everyone's attention was focused towards Carcass. Now, actually, at the end of it, they both get cleared, but that was decent damage coming in.
Yeah, and actually, the timing was perfect as well. I think that jet smoke was about to drop. But FNATIC now find themselves in a 2v3. Postplan. Actually, a big swing to showstopper. Response actually going to come through. Mystic finds one, but the trades are good for Wave. They will manage to crack back onto C site here. Get the defuse. So nice hold there. Nico actually timed his peak perfectly, as I said. That jet would have been, I mean, mincemeat versus the showstopper Adoma.
Two. Okay. I don't know when I get excited by this. You know, it's like, okay, a little more. Here we go. We're getting there. But I want to see more from FNATIC as well. Obviously, Wave seem pretty, like, well-versed here. And again, this was their choice, I guess, map-wise. So it makes sense they're in a decent enough position. Wave looking for, again, a bit of a different look here. Just going to get the orb, maybe peel away from it. They aren't going to go for the early fight. No commitment off the back. And this is what I like to see. Now that FNATIC have been kind of conditioned to have to clear this quite meticulously, they're going to have to kind of clear through sewer. And while this happens, obviously they use utility, which causes kind of audio cues, which now should at least kind of keep players present. But this is a very light hold towards A. This is straight postured for a retake from Wave, so really FNATIC should get a plant, no problem here. Yeah,
I think they're giving this up to maybe use the lockdown or the retake here. So FNATIC, if they read the situation well enough, actually they do have the counter lockdown. Should they choose to use it, you can see actually they're making their way down to sewers. There you go. Counter lockdown comes through. The pressure goes back onto Wave now to make use of this ultimate.
Oh, coupled with all the utility that's left over, Zig's there, but he's going to have to make this move fast.
Oh my god, no way.
Okay, hold on.
You got it.
Oh my... Okay, we are right back into this now then, so Wave gonna have to try and flood back through this. FNATIC still on the go as well. Boaster, bit of work towards Zik, and now on the spike we go. Wait, Nico's holding this. Let's have a look at Nico, see what he's doing here. Is there any way to stop this one? I don't know if there is. Oh, great work from Boaster. Just knocks him up and off, and Mo just being the tip of the spear, thrown forward with all the backline utility perfectly placed by Boaster.
Wow, the Rolling Thunder was so perfectly timed again because Boaster actually had a Molotov down in front of him. He couldn't push up and deny that plant any other way. The flank comes through from Mo 40 to capitalize on that Rolling Thunder as well. Just this is one of the things, right? It's the synergy. It's the reactive synergy as well. It's under pressure, calling those things in the moment and still finding so much value off it.
Okay. 3-2 now. And if you're Wave, you've got to feel a little flustered by that one. Even in those quick moments, FNATIC have great answers. Carcass, I want to see maybe a little bit of a new look to this play. I think it worked well before. He is joined by 2 new players, so we're going to have Killjoy over here and Brim, I believe. So you're going to actually have a nice little new look to this. There's a swing. Could do it more. They're all setting him up for this. Carcass just going to go.
Nice.
Ooh, that was bold. Now knows there's more there. He could get some backup. Brim's still behind him. He didn't go too far away. Now Omen's can be put to task. Deal with this. Let's look at Raze over towards C. See what they can do, because that's going to be the spike coming up. I wonder what Raze is doing on that C site, because maybe they could stop that.
We got one.
And there it is. Yeah, spike now down. Bit of a trade out, but it buys time. This is now going to allow time for the rest of the side to work, maybe back through garage, try and get towards a better position to potentially punish. And Boaster's in a bit of a tricky spot. He can get the spike, sure, but a plant's probably out of question. So how now can they work in that play with Omen off the back? There you go. You can see the intention instantly.
Actually going to invest the Seekers into this round as well. No follow-up just yet. There was a Sky Flash that came out. Now, actually, information comes through. Mystic going to find 1 and 2 down into Connector. Can he find the third? Oh my god, a little bit of a whiff from Nico there, but it was only a frenzy he had to work with. And FNATIC hold the line again, just waiting that out. Knowing full well.
It was so funnel, Hypog. I don't know why they all committed to that. I don't mind maybe 1 or 2 players being there to make it really difficult to cross back out, force, you know, the Omen to use utility to keep it blocked. But all 3 fighting from that area when they knew both of their players were on the site, I'd much rather they give up the spike plant, even just for a little bit, and try and flank a little bit around, force those post plants to be almost unbearable. I feel they got almost tunnel visioned on that one, Wave.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a premature pop of the Seekers there. Can't help but feel maybe repositioning back over the defensive spawn maybe would have found a bit more value from that, especially with the Blade Storm still out. I mean, Carcass had already done work at the start of the round, right?
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh, the nades. I mean, I guess Mo gave him a kindness at that point. And a quick answer from Zik. Oh, this man's a turret. Oh, go on, make it 1 more. 3's not bad. I'll give you that. 3 is very good. But we still have Mo. We're now just down to 1. And Murray's got it.
Somewhere Murray got it. I mean, this is again, yeah, it's easy to call it when the scoreline's only 4-3, but a much better look this time around. Maybe a bit more of a comfort pick. We did talk about the map pool potentially leaning a little more in FNATIC's favor, but I mean, this is a different switch up from what we saw on the previous map. Wave looking much more comfortable with these aggressive defensive pushes. Love to see it. And you know what as well, even getting in back onto site before the spike goes down, they're not afraid to take the gunfights this time.
No, they're not. You're bang on about that. It looks like Sky's getting a little curious down towards C-Long. We have seen that, but we've not really seen it come too much because the attention hadn't been there. But I'd really rather, if you get a post-up Sky like that, I don't like the fact that Killjoy is so far away, because you want it to almost be a quick rotation out, but obviously they have to be worried about Garage. Maybe this is their crossfire for it. It's a really unique take on it, and I'm kind of interested to see if it potentially could be an issue down the line. But for now...
The double peek down sewers, so they look away. It's
the timing. Back again. It is. Sometimes it is all about timing. It's ridiculous, isn't it? No information, aside from one player pushed up C long, but not really aggressing beyond that. First bit of real information to be found, and actually, oh, that's the problem, is that Murray's gone down. That was meant to be the kind of next wave of defense, and Karkas is now blinded, smothered in smoke, not really able to do much from here. Tries to play out, has a quick look towards long, but no one's quickly aggressed up towards the site. Both are still going to keep a lot of players' presence, but they've sent FNATIC now on a kind of scouting mission. You've got Chak here kind of playing towards middle. There is a player just in that connected to the left side. Actually, a crossfire still in play. Chak's going to be shot in the back of the head soon. If he's not careful, swings on it correctly, though, but couldn't adjust in time. And now you've got Wave. Great crossfire held towards B. No flanks to be had here.
Boaster and Doma do manage to slip their way onto A's site, though. And Doma will actually find Tribune over at A link, so Doma now will have the showstopper online. Defensive lockdown invested. Doma. Oh, he missed the double satchel. He's going to try and destroy the lockdown, though. He actually goes for the kill instead. Karkas will find it. Boaster has to aggress now. Clock ticking down. Wave will hold the line and find that final kill. Doma, he's so unlucky to miss that second satchel. If he'd have gone flying out there, potentially we've got a kill and destroyed the lockdown for Boaster.
However, for now, Wave getting the score right back all even. This isn't bad from Wave. I'm liking what they're bringing. I like what I see from them. That crossfire in B, that was pretty wild. We hadn't seen them really have to look towards that yet, but I guess after that pick towards A on Murray, there was no instant response, right? Jet was able to fall to site. No one really pushed up further initially, so maybe kept their attention drawn towards B, and the kind of, holding those connectors paid dividends. They forced FNATIC down to, a kind of deco or sheriff round, I guess.
We'll see if Wave... Yeah, they're going to re-aggress onto mid once again. Look at that. Murray going to find 2 kills straight off the bat and the third. Again, I love the aggression. And yes, finding value is obviously what they're going for. But, I mean, if they can consistently doing it, they're doing it much better this time around than they were on bind. Murray got to fall back now. Maybe pick up a heal from Sky. Doma... I think it was Doma that actually found that kill onto... Oh my god, look at Boaster. He is spotted out. Sends the fault line through to stop that push coming onto him, but whether or not Doma can get in and do much from it, no. Murray will find his 4th. Zeke will clean up Boaster as well. Actually, Wave pull ahead by 1 round.
I'm very tentative in getting excited by this yet.
I'm fighting it. I'm fighting it.
I'm waiting. We'll see. Look, if it keeps happening, I get excited. Murray's having a series, though. I think the standout for me has been Murray, honestly. This we haven't seen a wild performance here. It's not like Element yet. But, I mean, it's pretty decent to be able to post up decent numbers against FNATIC. Top fragging across the board. Pretty impressive. This looks like a kind of baited all-in C hit, so I wonder where they want to draw these rotations from, or maybe kind of catch players a little too heavily stacked towards the site. Mystic actually found Zik for free. That had to have been through smokes or something. There's no way he clearly saw that.
You can see it's all the way back on double box on C, so potentially it was through the smoke. And again, actually, Tribune, he's going to get the information. There's no push coming through Garage or onto long. Again. Let's hope they don't find 3 once again. Both are actually going to flash out, explore mid a little bit, but you can see FNATIC still positioned back over towards C long, and maybe that's going to give the information away that it is this crossfire once again.
You've only seen one part of it.
Yeah, Mo and Boaster. Oh, look at that. Yeah, they're expecting it. They're expecting it.
Really nice read. Good shout on that. Instantly spams wall now. Whether or not they're 100% sure if that's just like a, okay, maybe. Absolutely fine by me. We do have the big TP towards the C site. On the back, though, we still have the main man. The top fragger for the opposing side. Unfortunate, but it is the way it goes. Mystic puts him to bed. Boaster's going to join in, and the site is now free for the plant coming in. Jet's a mile away, and so is Sky. They were the 2 pushed up towards A on that crossfire. Now, it does seem as though Karkas has found Boaster, so an avenue's been opened. Let's look at those post-plant crossfires. At least 2 dedicated towards the site, maybe 3 if you count Killjoy. Karkas still trying to find an avenue forward, but everything is being made difficult. Utility thrown in, smoke after smoke. Little boombot gonna come through. Mystic just cautiously stepping around the side of the smoke, and his timing might be perfect. A bullet to the side of the head could be awaiting any of these players as Carcass clears again. They do not expect the omen there. He used that smoke so well, so as soon as he wants to fall back, look at this time being bought. So well played by Mystic. He's bought the time. It doesn't even matter about the kill. Mo's gonna nab it on the way out, but brilliant play again.
I was talking about the timing and the synergy of FNATIC. That there is a perfect example. I know we didn't catch the play entirely. Mystic smokes on top of default. He ults into his own smoke, but the timing of the recon bolt is absolutely perfect. It pings as soon as Mystic is out of his ultimate, and he picks up that kill for free. That's C-Site. It's on a platter. It's gifted to them. It's the little things like that FNATIC are so good at. And that's a reactive play as well. They didn't set up for that early round. That was, yes, we found this presence over on A lobby, expecting that crossfire. They call the information. It's probably 2 on A, guys. Let's hit C because we've already got a pick there. Love it.
I'm with you. I think this is a thing of a good balance that could be what I hope to see in the future, is that you have substantial structure, of course, and you can go to that anytime you want, but then you have the adjustment and the ability to go into that kind of, you know, kind of on-the-fly calling almost, and kind of very reactive play. But that's kind of high hopes, right? That's, I mean, we'll see what we get with that. But for now, FNATIC keeping this at 5-5, and Wave keeping up is the main thing. This is a big kind of turnaround from the first map that you saw the kind of, I guess, skeleton structure of what could be a really interesting side and a potentially really quite fun team to watch, but we're seeing more of those looks here. Now, I would say, considering this is a traditionally, which, do you go to the extent of, you know, maps being attack or defensive side bias when it comes to pro teams? Like, how much credit do you put to that?
It matters way too much on what teams are playing, right? Yes, we could talk about certain maps being attack-sided. I think Haven, yes, traditionally probably is a little bit attacker-sided, but it all depends on what teams are playing.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how this looks with Wave on the attack. For now, we'll come back to that kind of, you know, theory crafting session, because we still have that sky towards C long, and they've been posted up there a lot of times, but considering they're seeing nothing up C long, I feel as though they're still reading this as being potentially that hit towards A, and Murray had the angle, waited so long for it, and now there's the rest of the crunch. The flank comes through another angle instead. You can see Boaster on the way around, and this is a lovely play. That straight B hit did not work out, but actually there's a problem. The spike carrier's been killed.
No time.
There's no time for the plant. They'd have to hunt out the players. You can see the frustration, and this is the threat and danger of FNATIC playing those slow execution-based rounds. If you are not meticulous, if you do not check every angle and you're not completely cautious, you look silly. You run out of time. You're left with no options. It happens, and that is exactly what just happened then. They ran out of options. They ran out of time, and as much as, yes, cutting off those rotations are great, if you don't stick the landing on the site, it was all for nothing.
There's so many I mean, obviously time is a resource in Valorant, and so many variables. It could just take, you know, one player being tucked in a one and done spot that if they kill the spike carrier, that's it, round over. Oh, Carcass actually getting spammed through the smoke there on A long, trying to prove that orb once again. And I mean, this is a continuing trend, sorry. Wave always looking for his control over A long. Actually, Murray have a little bit of information over that one way. Showstopper doesn't connect fully. There's not enough damage done.
Trouble.
Yeah, now he's just going to get flushed out with utility, and Murray actually gets tagged by the recon, so they are going to have the information. There's another player here. Actually, rotation comes through pretty early, and lockdown invested by FNATIC is going to force them away. Keep your eye on the minimap, though. Look who's making their way through Garage. Wave have got to be quick to get some kills on site if they want to capitalize on this, but look at it. The trades come through. Mo finds 2 in response. Nico now 1v2 on site, but again, minimap, look at him. He's there, lurking in the shadows, ready to pounce if Nico finds this kill.
Okay, nice work. Another one on the site and one on the flank.
Oh, we heard the paranoia.
He gave it away. Gun barrels. Oh my god, Nico just shot a second too early. And there's the punishment from Chak. That could have been different. I don't think that utility usage was ever necessary. Maybe just turning the attention, who knows? But there was a little bit of a threat there. But 6-6. okay, we've got a game on our hands. This is where we get excited. This is where we can start taking a little bit more kind of look into this, because honestly, FNATIC didn't exceed expectation. They didn't kind of play, I feel, to their skill level here. They kind of sat somewhere in the middle, and Wave have looked substantially better. Yes, this is their map pick, but we saw pound for pound, FNATIC were absolutely beating them into the ground in the last map. And again, if you are just tuning in, this is the new Summon FC. People are like, oh, where are Summon? I thought Summon would play. This is them. They're FNATIC. They're no longer the underdogs. Don't worry. We can now actually kind of, you know, keep them in check if they start underperforming. You know, we can be like, hey, what's going on? You ain't underdogs no more. You don't get away with that. But we are seeing the Frenzy meta come through. So, Frenzies galore for FNATIC. Plenty of Fs to be said. I'm sure one more could be thrown out for the opposition if they walk into this crossfire. Boaster, though. Here comes the crossfire. It's only going to be one. Wait, Mori got both. Mori just got both of those kills. We didn't see it, but god damn, I bet that was sick. And now Tribune's found one as well. Jack in the back of the side waiting for the push. Mori again. That's 3 this round. The guy is doing some heavy lifting here.
Mo stuck all the way down towards the bottom along, and wow, it just... Wave look really good on their pistol rounds. They look really good on their pistol rounds. Yes, they lost the first one here on Haven, but they picked up both on Bind. And again, it's just the aggression. And again, you know, circumstantially, potentially, elsewhere, they might have isolated one player in Garage. They actually find both. Well, it's Muri that finds both.
I don't know how he got both there, man. I do not know. Because they're meant to be like angles that complement each other, right? Like that's...
Yeah.
Oofed. Oofed.
Okay. The one thing is, FNATIC looked so good defending Heaven. Oh my god, look at this pace once again.
Yeah, but look at the stack towards Sewer as well. They have to clear this out clearly, and they are. That utility was so damn good. Flashed up, no idea what's happening. Yeah, checks in the back of the site, but a quick one. They're not going to mess around. Clean anti-eco there, just going to keep powering forward with those SMGs.
They will keep 4 alive, so Murray... I mean, I'm fine with it. The way he's playing it, I'm absolutely okay with him throwing a Vandal in here to round 3. Expect potentially we're going to see Carcass. Oh, yes. The attacking Bucky. That's what I want to see put to work. The attacking Bucky.
Do you?
I really do.
Do you like pain? Is this something I didn't know about you? Like, what?
Not safe for stream to discuss.
Join us later at the After the Watershed
After
stream.
hours.
Yeah. It'll be a nice little post breakdown. We'll get a couple of drinks out, just chill out. Right now, Wave are going to be maybe needing a drink after this one. Boaster's right back there. But the utility is so good. Big brain plays. Galaxy brain plays. I love it. But now they're going to be having to be watching the extremities. They know the push will come in. If you hit mid like that, Noma's going to do this right back to you. Just surgical precision. The man just slicing through them. But Murray, I don't understand these crossfire aimers, man. Look at this thing just twitching around. Admin, please. What is this? Look at him. He's on like 1 billion cents and he's just gaming away.
Nico found Doma in window as well. Okay, I'm loving this pace from Wave. Mystic on site now. Yeah, unfortunately doesn't get the Bucky kill. Ooh.
Oh,
this
wait,
is interesting, though.
No, because Mo can hold him in by window. Oh, no. Nico spray. It doesn't come in time. And Mystic punishes. Oh, FNATIC, you get away with murder there. That one looked pretty wrapped up, honestly. But a plant, good couple of kills. Not too bad at all, considering Wave still had a lot of SMGs out there.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm a big fan, and we've obviously talked about this before. The big hit onto B again just forced the enemy team to retake mid as well. But I mean, with the SMGs, it's just so difficult to hold, right? Yes, Nico finds that kill in window, but I mean, Mo can just play distance, right? He should always win that with the Phantom versus the SMG. So unfortunate there. Carcass breaks my heart not finding that Bucky kill.
A bit of info found. Let's see if it plays in the Omen well enough. Look at the utility still committed to the corner. They're not going to be underestimating the power of it, but Chak's turret actually got Carcass. Maybe he already tagged up or flashed or something. I don't know why that did so much damage. Seeker's invested though. Already Murray's cracked open the side with 2 big kills. Fighting Boaster and Chak has done incredible work here. But the Spike's still not going to be able to cross just yet. You have Mystic at the back. You still have players present here. They haven't been able to make that cross. Keep your eye on Sky.
Down.
And up and above we go. Mystic's the one to find it, but Doma was right there. So now who is left? We have a 2v2. HP is actually favoring Wave here, but FNATIC know where the spike is. Doma just creeps ahead, so he's going to lose the element of surprise if he sits here. Baiting him with a shot ain't going to work. Zik's got to know. The calls had to have come out, and he's well and truly aware.
Big win.
Big pickup from Zik, but now a 2v1. Mystic 30 HP.
This is difficult. He's going to preemptively rotate over towards A, expecting that spike to be removed, but whether or not Tribune actually caught those steps through defensive spawn could actually be massive. It doesn't look like the way Zeke's playing this. I don't think Tribune did catch any audio cue there. He's going to give them C site for free, which is going to make it even harder to retake this in a 1v2 situation. 13 seconds left, but Spike will comfortably go down
10
here.
10 seconds left.
Or the utility for the post plant, but expect them to just play a tight cross there. Again, they're going to know the information. Mystic's down and bit of a frustration swing.
Yeah,
the knife there. He maybe going to come play exits, or he's just no, he's going to tuck in.
Yeah,
save that weapon through to the next.
And it was already gone. So pretty decent stuff, honestly. I'm enjoying Wave, and I'm very cautious to enjoy myself. I know that sounds silly, but I'm waiting for FNATIC to get bored of letting them have fun and just pick it up. You know what I mean? Like, I get nervous seeing a map pool like this looking this close, because technically on paper, again, we hold FNATIC to a tier 1 standard now, as tier 1 as we can, right?
Sure,
as high end as we can. Then they're currently down a decent couple of rounds, and again, we know how the economy goes, but I feel like FNATIC need to keep stamping authority in this sort of matchup, and it's 3-1 on this half. So again, they did lose on the pistol. That's pretty fair. Now, their economy's in a weird spot, though. As you can see, I mean,
it is.
It's not going to be it's probably double digits against them pretty soon.
Turret out.
Yeah, you got to assume this one will go in favor of Wave. Just looking at the equipment across the board. Ultimates wise, Doma potentially, you know, they want to make a playoff. It could invest the showstopper, but again, look at this. It's the 5-man stack from Wave, and they want to continue this pace. Oh my god, Murray finds the entry. Mystic, that was the man with the weapon as well. The one player on backside is going to get spotted out by the boombot. And actually, Chak finds a kill. How did that just happen? But Tribune will trade it back. As soon as the boombot's drifting across site there, they would have been able to find that kill for free, but Chak makes them pay for a little bit of complacency. Boaster gets spotted out by Tommy. He's going to fall back into garage. Spike will go down.
Spike now planted. Boast has been spotted already, called towards Zik. That's easy, that's a clean pickup. The last two players. You've got a play coming up towards C-Long as well. No one's really visible yet. And then you've got Sova right towards the back of Garage being watched out by the Killjoy. So Killjoy should probably have that kill on Sova depending, but Doma's going to try and make the play forward. Nice work towards Tribune. No follow-up though, and there it is. Comfy work in the end coming out, and Murray just throwing himself in there, and that first kill being picked up pretty much removed any threat coming in. Apart from apparently Chak with a classic.
I still don't know how he found that kill.
Same. Like, Boombot goes off, you're like, it's fine. There's probably nothing. It's all good.
But
Murray's having a game, though. Oof.
This is where you get worried. And again, we talked about the economy last time around. Look at it now for FNATIC. This is like do or die, because this puts Wave on 11. 1 away from map point. And the ultimates aren't really there. I'll be honest, in terms of impact ultimates. Yes, we have the lockdown, we have the showstopper, but oh my god, look at this. FNATIC just charging down. They're all the way through A lobby already.
FNATIC back on the attack. What's going on? Mo's got the 1-for-1 trade out. That's going to take down Murray, who's at least the danger man right now, but everyone else picks up the slack.
Oh,
Zik
no.
now watching the back. They know what's coming. Wave are playing a better game here. FNATIC looking a little lost, and this is looking like 11's going to be on the board unless Chak does something incredible, and I mean, maybe? But Boaster's been noted. Chak's found Carcass, but here's the trade. Does it come in? That's great work from Boaster. They line up a fumble at the worst time, and now the turret. And now the lockdown.
Doesn't reach the spike.
Invested, and wait, no, it's just on the verge. No, it doesn't. This is a problem. I don't know if they've realized, but they will now, and a fumble from Wave.
What? Hello?
Is that a 2v4 close plant?
Yeah? Yeah, it was.
With a lockdown?
Yep.
Just taking the menu order, sorry. So 2v4 post-plant, and you want the side of Killjoy ult.
Not reaching spike.
Yep, right. We had a nice little lineup there as well. Would you want that before your main or afterwards?
Afterwards, actually. That's really the cherry on top to that entire
Makes sense.
fiesta.
It's this little sweet dessert, a little closeout. I mean, god damn, okay. Double digits is still there with Wave, of course, but something like that is I guess this is the difference, right? Consistency is going to be tricky here. And FNATIC looking a little probably weirded out by winning that, but they're going to keep right back at it. They're just getting aggressive. Mo's going to find one, and now they can keep pouring forward. They just want to take fights on him. Mo's found another. How has he done that? That's Nico now dead, and Carcass left probably wondering, well, what am I meant to do here? I'm all alone now. The rest of my tier over by Garage. Help me out here, boys. There's no help to come in. FNATIC just picking up the pace, it looks like. As Wave were running away with this, Murray's just going to power through towards C. They could get a spike plant, but then they need to win a 2v5 with 3 ults available to them.
Post-plant ultimates for Wave are pretty good, though, but it's 2v5. It's a tall order. They have the orbital strike. They have the showstopper. Actually, don't have the showstopper because Doma will find a headshot through the smoke there. And Tribune now in a 1v5. Going to find the first, but the trade is good. And just like that, FNATIC bring it to a 1-round game. And the only thing invested there is the Hunter's Fury. They still have Showstopper. They still have the Lockdown. They still have the Omen TP. The Rolling Thunder was invested on that retake onto B. So both are only 1 out of 7 on that. But again, we saw them make this play a couple of times in Red Bull, right? It's 3 people pushing down all the way into A lobby. And Mo is just posted on B side with the Hunter's Fury. Now, if they try and fall away from A lobby, they effectively, you know, potentially die into the Hunter's Fury, which is exactly what just happened. They got no kills from that A lobby push, but Mo found 2 kills when they were trying to retreat to safety.
10-9 now. Let's see what Wave's response is. I'm almost waiting a timeout from them, maybe, even though they're leading, because these have been pretty harsh rounds to handle, I guess. This kind of just like run and gun, but now let's look towards C-Long already. That's going to be an interesting one. We've got the fight potentially coming down. Razor's going to just barrel into this boaster there with them as well, though. They're fighting for any bit of space. Doma! He's gotten 2! They're bullying him now. FNATIC, let him leave spawn. This is unfair right now. They were doing so good, but there's now a problem. They're down to 3 players. Yeah, they are literally being spawn camped.
Arcas will pop the Blade Storm to maybe try and re-aggress onto this, but as soon as FNATIC hear that, they're back all the way up onto site. They're going to try and play these long angles here. Boaster and Doma now. Ready for this C-Long push. And actually, the jump spot from Doma going to give all the information away. Boaster could flash out here. It's going to be huge. Oh my god, Mo and Doma and Boaster will close that one out. FNATIC are so good with their ultimate usage. Once again, an entire round just stopped in its tracks off the back of one ultimate placed correctly.
And here we go. How many times we're like, well, they're not playing to their capability. They're not playing to their level. And now we get to start seeing things actually come into the right sort of place. 10-10 here. But they've finally broken Wave's economy. And that took some time, keep in mind. That was a while in the making. It's not just frenzies. I guess they're a little bit more kind of useful on the defensive side, I feel, but who knows. For now, we could talk about the frenzy meta. I mean, my mind just, you know, gets flashbacks to CZs in CS. But what I am seeing is aggression down middle. Again, these guys are unrelenting. FNATIC are trying to send a message, but that message is going to get lost in translation. The Sheriff on the other side so easily to handle these players out of place, but the paint shell, careful now. And Mo is dying to get into this, and there's not much space gained yet. This is still so much re-clear having to come through. There are more players, of course, for the attacking side. Exactly. They are nowhere out of spawn yet.
Slow down a bit. Actually, Seeker's thrown out here.
Are the guns recovered? I actually don't know.
I don't think they have. No, they haven't got all the way up mid. Doma was positioned, I think, to stop that. Chat gonna get a little bit company up here in Garage. Uri now, showstopper. This could be deadly. If he finds a kill off here, and he will. Oh my, what? Look at Jack's HP. Look at it.
How? I don't understand. But now Spike is planted, but looking for the guns. I want to see if they're still in middle, if they got recovered or not. The Sova walking down right now. Mo is probably checking on this too to know what they're in for. Now, Murray's going to hold the doors on the push back in. Bit of a bait shot to try and turn attention towards the window. They need to wait for this to be cleared. Sick bait there. Just those shots turned the attention for just a second. And now we go back in. Already, the site retake comes in. Chak's going to invest into this one. Say, why not? They got ultimates online. They kind of have to. And now they see the players down towards the end. They're both stacked up there. Oh, this is going to be deadly. He's dead to this. But now time is a factor. Chak and Mo in combination. But timing is everything now. They need to stick on the defuse. It didn't get to halfway. This is close as anything. I think this is done for.
Okay. Do you know what? Shout out as well. Tribune didn't invest the orbital strike to shut down the lockdown or deny the defuse there. So that's a big ultimate to carry out that, because that was a huge investment on the side of FNATIC. We were talking about their ultimate economy, what? 1 round ago. Now they still just have Mystic Soul. Mo close back to the Hunter's Fury. Boaster 3 away from the Rolling Thunder, but 11-10 now the score. Wow. What a back and forth round.
All right, FNATIC, how brave are you feeling? You gonna keep going aggressive? Boaster on the op on breach. It's not... It doesn't tickle my pickle, is all I'm saying. But it does look as though there is a pause coming in for a second or two. So it does seem as though they are ready now to get things back underway. I'm not sold on the op, but it is a new look, so it's going to be hard for them to at least consider that this was in play, because they haven't seen this look just yet. They've seen mad aggression, and now they're going to see an op coming out. So this is a big switch up here. The pace changes from FNATIC are quite hard to read, so I wonder what Wave does with this.
Oh, big tag actually. Zik going to eat that one. Yeah, down to 30 HP. Got to get that Sky heal. But again, that's a big piece of utility to get burnt out so early on in the round. Whether or not they wait this out to get a bit more value from the heal. But actually, no, Zeke going to eat up most of it. Again, now, this is the thing. They have to second guess, right? Where does the operator rotate to? Where have we got to be worried about Boaster posting up with that operator? Doma still holding on to A long. Wave are actually drifting back over this way. They clear out sewers with that, but that's going to give an audio cue over to Mo on B site. Yeah, you can see that now. He's considering the rotation through A link. Doma's flashed off that angle. Oh, no, actually fully committed to the rotate here. You can see pushing down C long, and now that's going to give the green light to Chak to maybe make his way over here, but this could be really bad for FNATIC.
It could be, but let's see what Doma can do. Spots out one, they know it's
a big flash.
There's a flash! It's perfect! Doma gets away with it. That's 1 for free, and no one's cleared him. They haven't crossed the sight line, so if someone's watching his left side push, he's gonna get more! Mo's there as well! And this is a disaster! A 2v1, and Carcass has it all to do. Spike is within reach. It's not too far away, but he wants to fight first. If he could find that killjoy, that'd be a dream come true. They don't know where Mystic is. He's still far away from the matter, but time's dwindling. He doesn't have much to play with. Spike to be planted and is safe to a degree. Now, has to find a kill for free. Oh, the timing's good, but he's going to back away without being spotted here. Maybe a note as to where that came from on long, but look at the adjustment from the Omen Mystic. Good presence of mind, cautiously approaching. Maybe a bit of bait on the other side. There it is. You can hear the shots coming through, trying to keep that attention turned. And there it is. He does get that kill. It's FNATIC continuing to pull this one back now.
Dude, just one flash from Boaster shuts that entire push down. And again, I was worried for Doma. The fact that Wave were able to get that close with, what, 3 or 4 bodies onto A site, and it's one flash that just turns... I was about to say turn the tide. I upset myself by making a Wave pun there.
I was even going to do, like, Nami from League of Legends puns, because, you know, Riot and all that, but I was like, I don't need to kiss ass today. It's fine. I'll just cast the game in front of me.
I want her. I'm so sorry.
11-11. It looks like we have a pause coming in. Is this TAC? I assume so. I didn't actually see whatever they wrote, but I'll assume it's a tactical timeout. Have a little read. I'm just seeing yes, that doesn't help me, but I have firm faith. Okay, so Mo's had a bit of a series. A quiet 23. If that makes sense. I feel like Murray, we've noticed every kill because it's been absolutely like wild.
He's a player to watch. He is definitely a player to watch. I've been really impressed. Again, if we're going to talk individual performances, just, yes, popping off, finding kills and stuff, but, you know, the part he's played in a couple of waves, you know, setups or executions or things like that, he's been the pivotal member for Wave for me. I definitely think we're going to see more out of this team, and I think we're going to see more out of Murray in the future.
Okay. Looks as though timer has come back through. Maybe Wave trying to consider their options now, because they've seen so many weird looks from FNATIC. That op coming to play, but now in the hands of Mystic. Let's see what he does with this instead. He's going to be the one posted up towards C-Long, so nothing too much to write home about there, as they haven't really looked towards this way just yet. You can see all that utility set up on him, so they can now get a little fruity towards middle. Look at the aggro. They're walking mid. Look at Raze. Look at Bosa. They both just kind of push down middle,
They can leave him there now.
Exactly that. Now look at the rotations. Killjoy, Breach, Sova, all over towards A.
Get all that information up onto site. The smoke's come down and nobody holding on site for FNATIC, but again, with their positioning so far, Doma potentially gonna have this 1v1. Tribune actually gonna find Mo, surprisingly enough. Doma's got to win this 1v1, and actually Nico posted in a little off angle, gonna find it with the Spectre. Upgrade his weapon. The lockdown from Zeke actually gonna get put down on site, so this is a really strong setup initially from Wave. FNATIC have a mountain to climb. 3v5 retake on A site. Looks like they're waiting out the lockdown to go for it as well.
Alright, game on. Time is dwindling. 3 players trying to breach back in, but these crossfires are going to be incredibly hard to just dismantle piece by piece. Yeah, this is not looking good for FNATIC. This might be all but towards 12, maybe eyeing up OT or potentially map 3 as Zik's going to find Chak. No trade available, no answer to come back, and that op is backing away. It looks like Wave are just breaking through FNATIC right now. That site take was perfect. I don't know how Mo got caught up there, but that was the first step to what is them getting to 12.
Ooh.
Match point.
Okay. Looking at the money. Chak, Bulldog, 4 armor. Mo's going to get dropped out a weapon. And we're going to have potentially... Oh, he's thinking about the Bulldog, but he's actually going to go light armor. And the Phantom. Now, he has his Showstopper online. Boaster, 2 away from the Rolling Thunder. So those are the 2. If Boaster can pick up a couple, expect them to pretty much immediately find some value. Tribune still has his orbital, so I feel like he's had that since Bind. It must be at least 20 rounds that he's had that ultimate online. Whether or not this is the round we see it, but again, a fast hit coming out from Wave here. Doma going to find the first, not the second though. Carcass will trade it out.
Trade. Really good trade. Gonna maybe keep that pressure up. You still have Mo here though. Now Mo probably a little frustrated after that previous round, getting a little outdone there. Not sure how, bear in mind. I thought he was kind of sitting a little bit further back. Maybe he just got spotted, but...
That's the only ultimate for FNATIC as well.
Ooh. Now the pause. This is still looking like an A hit. The same utility put into place. Mo's still going to play in front of this, so we should be looking at what Mo's going to do here, unless that breach comes through the smoke, and it does. It's going to be Boaster.
No way.
Forward towards Zik. That is incredible work from Boaster and Mo in combination, but it's not over just yet. Mo needs to hold that cross. They've now won the fight out on long and surrounded. Nico has to step forward. Brave as he may be, look at this defensive side. Instantly fall back, instantly make this incredibly difficult to find an isolated 1v1. No easy fight to be had here. Gives away the position once again. He can't not do it. It's all he can do. Trying his best to find ways around, but now work down. Killjoy on the other side. It's looking like OT looming. Nico gonna get 1, can't get the second. Mo doubles up, doubles down, gets 3. And we are looking like OT is on the cards.
Switching sides.
Again, though, I gotta say it. Just the placement of Boaster's flash there just stops that push in its tracks. Mo, off the back of that, finds all he needed.
I'm amazed that Boaster was confident enough to play through that smoke as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Like there was a smoke towards that CT connector side, and rather than just letting Mo die on site, he pushes for it as well. That was actually really well considered.
We'll have... I'm sure both teams thankful for it, but the economy reset here coming into overtime.
True.
And obviously the ultimates, again, just, you know, I'm looking towards Murray, right? If somebody's going to string together, obviously pick up an orb and string together a couple of kills, with players like that, essentially Doma on the side of FNATIC, an operator invested on Carcass, and I mean, I'll say it. He hasn't had a great game, so that's a huge investment, especially in overtime, because it's, again, it's Jet, yes, no utility, but it's a big investment.
I like what they've done with it, though, just kind of posting up on C long. It will leave Sky to be a little bit more mobile, be able to kind of, you know, supplement positions where needed, and they're playing kind of with almost no positioning on B. They're playing the extremities, but no one actively playing middle, which is going to allow FNATIC a good step here, but it is going to be... Now, given away that this is their, at least, desired side to go towards, Tribune's going to make it a little bit trickier, but there's that smoke, there's that omen, there's that kill. Mystic goes down, but Doma on the instantaneous trade. But look at the spike and look at where it's going. Eyes on the Jet now. If that cross comes in, it's going to be Doma there. Nice work from Nico, but Doma, he's the big player here. He's crept on the side in Carcass, unawares, but you can see the intuition. Oh god, the timing.
He thinks he's moved off.
This is horrible. Doma now left all alone, and Carcass gonna find him. And Nico's positioning just came online at the right time there.
Switching sides. Match
and Carcass
point.
making me eat my words as well. 2 kills with the operator there, and the problem is there again. Jet has 2 forms of peel, right? Of self-sustain. It's the dash and the smokes. That's it for Jet. So again, you have to hit that first shot. Luckily, there again, he's got the support around him, but. Wave strike first in overtime, and not often we've seen it, but FNATIC pressured now. A lot of pressure. Now, the reassuring thing would be the FNATIC operate at the same pace, but actually Wave doing exactly that. Actually, Carcass catching a headshot through the smoke there. An all-out hit comes onto C here. Chak actually again. What? He finds the turret kill and the headshot. Mystic still backside as well.
Chak's turret's just different. Nico's still alive, though, and Nico did pretty well in that previous round, but Mystic's position, if they don't check on this meticulously, it's going to be a problem. He gets one, but through the smoke, Nico plays in. Flash towards the CT side, and now Spike still to hand. Nico wants to look towards a plant if possible. You'd love to find one more pick, but I don't think we're going to get that given up. Nico there, can at least get rid of the Aldrone, but Zik's looking for an option. Yeah, and that's not a bad idea. The timing's going to be so badly wrong. Zik, oh my god, he turns it? He gets mowed, but do they know where that final player would be? That would have been Boaster towards B. He hears all these steps. He will have the angle to catch the cross first.
No way.
So Boast now, gun out, gets ready. Here we go. Catches one, gets the tag, not the frag. And now they're split. He's going to isolate the first, gets Zik down, and now has to get the second. Nico's in trouble, just about gets away in front of that. But now Nico left in the 1v2, and there's no way you're getting past Doma while all that happened. Boaster was calling out the positions, and Doma was reacting perfectly. We go again.
Overtime.
What a crazy... I want to know how much damage Chak's turret has done throughout this map. Because again, that's the second kill. I want to know how much damage it's done. Because the other thing to know is Chak has been the player I've seen go to 1 HP more than anybody else ever. Again, a very back and forth round. I was talking about FNATIC potentially keeping up the pace they've been playing at, but it's good to see Wave still not afraid to hit those all-out 5-man executions. Murray will pick up the orb on A long early on. Again, that's one of the big ultimates to get online in overtime. Again, on the side of FNATIC, a heavy lean towards A here. Like they're going to potentially split through, try and get onto A site. Just Murray and Carcass.
Murray's great at playing some really nice, like, small pieces, just using, you know, sound cues to bait out potentially different positions and giving miscues to FNATIC, but I wonder what they read into this. No additional rotations. Brim still towards B. You've got Sky starting to clear towards middle, but by now, this is going to be...
This is tough here.
Advantage on the other side. Supposed to have a gun? Supposed to forget to buy? I mean, it doesn't matter apparently because Doma's just found 2, but I didn't see him with a full gun. I saw him with a classic, and I don't know if that was a weird sort of UI thing or what happened there, but regardless, back in we go. Already Spike's gonna be on the hands of Omen, so keep your eyes towards that. But Wave on the other side now trying to play this back through as well themselves. Getting up towards Heaven and one towards CT connector, turret back down.
Waiting out the plant as well. They're making Wave second guess this. You can see now Dick actually exploring back over towards B as well as Nico. This is fantastic from FNATIC. He's gonna TP. Oh, okay. I thought he tried to TP up to Heaven there, but he TPing out from hell.
FNATIC holding the line now. Tribune was the closest to it, maybe tried to hinder any of the progress that was being made, but FNATIC were well and truly prepared. The clear comes back in from Killjoy and Sky, but you can see the crossfires held and Mystic allowed to just be the turret. The backline not even needed until now. Nico pre-firing down towards long, but this looks like a round for FNATIC unless Nico can somehow dig 3+1 turret players out of position. Good spam towards Doma. Time now starting to dwindle though, and I think he knows it. Yeah. Time's pretty much left him here, unless they let him get away with a full defuse, which, funny enough, I don't feel as though they will. This should be the first one back in for FNATIC here. Well played, good post plants. Very, very patient.
I love that. And again, I'm not sure if they caught an audio cue of one of the members of Wave rotating away from that defensive elbow into A-Link. But that was beautiful from FNATIC. They get full control of the site. They wait for somebody else to push through and explore whether or not they are set up on site. They wait out the spike plant. As soon as that rotation comes away from A, they know that potentially they have the 4v2, 4v1, or whatever it is. Really heads up stuff from FNATIC.
Okay. So essentially, second overtime or GG. FNATIC now have to try and handle this. Wave have been finding answers, though. This has not been without answer, but Doma wants to find a way in himself. Already going to be powerfully doing this. You can see the aggression being shown towards A long, but now an instant response towards B. That's the answer that they're going for here, but now they're going to be surrounded. They've got to find that perfect balance. Chak now maybe feeling a little alone here. He's got to be careful. There's already players on that B site, and already Carcass is checking on him. Chak a little isolated, and now Mo left to his own devices. Mistakes from FNATIC now.
No way. The three-man investment down A long, and Chak, unfortunately, not able to back up quick enough. Loses his life, and that's the first piece of the puzzle. Murray actually tucked all the way to the backside. Probably just gave Doma the biggest jump scare of his life. But again, this is where, you know, potentially there is a flaw in FNATIC's play, right? That overextension down A long. It's just too difficult to hold on to the rest of the map. Mystic now 1v4, finds the first and the second, but 24 HP, the clock is ticking. Like Wave are going to put this 14-14 and we're going again.
Okay, we go again.
Switching sides. Overtime.
It did seem as though Boaster actually forgot to buy a weapon. Which, it's odd.
I'm sure we will find out in some kind of interview, because that would be the first question I would ask. It's a very Boaster thing to do.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's just that charming part. You could just see him, and you wouldn't be able to be mad at him. You'd just be like, "Oh, no. Boaster."
Fair enough. Yeah, back in we go. How many OTs is this now? 3? Third OT?
Yes.
Okay, back in we go. Ooh, Carcass knows what's up here, but you can see the flashes. The gun barrel gives away the game. Mo's been noted, and now here we go. Carcass can have the whale of a time here, even watching the smoke, but they're going to play through the good flash to set Doma into action. So now a bit of a battle. This is, you know, the battle of banana, if you want to call it that way, because I kind of like that idea, and a kind of classic exchange. You know, you saw them having to play through the smokes to regain that control, but they actually fall away from the site now as well.
Both teams, actually, you can see Mystic exploring mid towards B a little bit. It's only one player for Wave. See Murray on the X-ray just staring each other down. Looks like FNATIC actually going to re-explore A long here. Now, Nico has made his way up to Heaven. Actually holding the wrong angle here. If he gets a decent peek, they give it all away for Wave. Oh my god, look at the timing. He's going to find the first, actually traded out by Doma there. So, important kill. Murray does find Mystic, so that's the lurk down also.
Hey, 3v2 now. Murray knows what's coming his way. Murray's going to...
Oh, way!
Murray's an absolute nutcase. Leaving it in the hands of Boaster now. Going to have to deal with 3 players coming through. Boaster going to get one. Gets a second. They swing out just with a bit of a mismatch of timing and allow it to come down like this. Turret now in. Boaster can't peek without spraying it down to give away the game. A little bit of a jump peek on the corner. Nose turret's there. But time... Oh, Seek's got him. I mean, what an absolute...
Lunatic.
Yeah, I mean...
Lunatic.
It should never have been that close to even begin with, finding that many kills.
Switching sides. Match point.
I mean, on the side of Murray and Boaster, right? Murray, 24 HP, is just like, yep, I'll throw myself in.
Keep going, yep.
And again, it's just a slight hiccup. It's Boaster again, coming back to restart, the plant is for long, right? They have no smokes. They can't cover that plant. So again, it's not necessarily a mistake, but Murray identifying that plant position early enough and... yeah, crazy. I thought Boaster for a second there was just about to ping the third headshot as well. That would have been beautiful.
I was on board for it. But now we sit on the verge of potentially all the maps. FNATIC have to deliver here, seeing two players dart in. Mo can relay that information. Boaster's going to be good for one, but there's still one getting away with it in towards that B site. Murray being that player, and Murray being the dangerous man that he is, he's even found Doma. So a quick little switch up, he keeps himself well locked and loaded, but the spike's gonna be heading right towards that Omen. It's Mystic, he takes down one. The flash doesn't affect, but it is gonna be a trade out, a 1-for-1, and now C site's looking vulnerable. Spike gonna be planted pretty soon. And now we've got to look at the scenario here. Oh, no. Wave do have a player on the lurk. Keep your eye on that raise. The timing could be right, we'll see. They're backing away for another plant. Oh my god. This is a nutmeg and a half.
Oh my god, if Murray actually tucks here, again, he's got the rotation back through defensive spawn and also a link. Now, Chak, Mo, they're clearing through garage here. Eventually, they're going to know something's up. See now moving a little quickly through mid. I think they know. But the problem is Murray. This plant actually going to be pretty decent for Murray tucked away in the spawn. And he's got all this information now, which means that Wave can set up. They know that it's a flank.
Mm-hmm. And that's the main thing. Information isn't just what you see, it's what you don't see as well. And Murray's cleared defense, spawn, everything else. Yeah,
both members spotted.
Lovely work. That's why we like a Sky and post plants as well. This has been quite enjoyable. Nico now gonna have to at least deal with Mo coming through his way. This could be going all the way here. Nice work from Nico. And it looks like we are seeing FNATIC being broken. Unless Chak can do something and he can't. It's gonna be closed out by Wave in the end. I mean, it was a long, hard fought game, but I've got to say it. FNATIC looking... I don't want to say sloppy. They look like they didn't elevate like they did on the first map. They looked like
starting out there on defense. They're going for the double duelist with the breach. They have the Cypher to back that up. On the side of FNATIC, if you didn't catch it because it was so quick there, we do have the Viper locked in. It's Boaster actually on the Viper. We have, is it Mo on Reyna? It is indeed Mo on Reyna, and Doma on the Raze. So double duelist on both sides.
Ooh.
This is going to be interesting.
Okay, no, I'm excited now. Here we go. This is where we start treating this as equal, right? So just in case you guys are coming, you're like, oh, why are they putting so much credit towards FNATIC? It's only a 1-1. They have history. They are seasoned at this point. They've already done the early work. They've made that reputation. We take credit in previous results. Wave had quite a quiet run in the bracket, 2-0. Absolutely no problem. Looked good, but no big opponents. We're still testing them. And now they've been able to make an impression. They've been able to say, okay, we can go 1-1, but let's see what else they've got here. As said, Murray, my eyes go to him. I want to see how this man looks coming into the third map here in this best of 3, of course. And FNATIC, let's see how they respond to pressure. This is something they've not had to deal too much with. A slip of a map here earlier in the... Write that off. Let's move on. Let's see how this now looks going forward.
A little bit of presence shown towards it here by FNATIC. Unfortunately, my feed has just dropped low. I'm not sure if you're
I got you, buddy. I'm back in. You get that refresh. I'll be watching because Tribune's going to be waiting towards that cross through the ropes. Now, bear in mind, it looks like the defensive side has opted to give up direct mid control. They're going to hold the extremities from it. So again, that's something that is very much a stylistic choice. They're going to give FNATIC a little bit of respect, a little bit of freedom towards middle, but those side hits will be watched. And Mo looks like the first man to be at least leading the way. There is a Cypher on the other side, that being Zik, going to be waiting. Plays a little ahead, looks, see if he spots anyone. Nobody giving away the game, and it's going to be through the ropes they go. Doma's going to be there. Tribune on the other side, tucked into the corner with that frenzy. Doesn't get the first shot through well enough as Doma's going to be instantaneously on the case. Now smokes are up. The wall is built to build some safety to the site. Quick cross as well from the Raze to get the spike planted, and they want to play into this quickly. Wave on the fight, on the forefront, and Doma just kicks them back. Straight up Spartan kick to the chest. FNATIC holding this one for now. You can see Murray still clearing through as he goes. This angle could be a problem, and it is. Mystic there to be the final line of defense in the attacking side with that plant coming in. Very well controlled by FNATIC. I loved the approach. You saw Wave's intentions as well. That quick play back through from the defensive side, trying to make some presence happen. Hopefully we'll have Hypoc back with us. Once I get confirmation you're all good, let me know, and I will bring you back in.
I will let you know.
All right, for now, it's me and you, chat. How's it going? You having a good day? You enjoying the game? Were you like, oh, it's a waiting room for FPX Liquid, and now you're like, oh wait, no, this is actually a good game. Hold on. Yeah. No worries. Okay, Wave now though. Gonna be kind of forced down. It looks like just a classic. No upgrades at all. So this should be a pretty farmy round coming in from FNATIC. This shouldn't have any problems. I don't see any armor. I see a little bits of utility here and there, but that's it. Yeah, and I liked what we saw from Wave on map 1, when they actually had pretty nice setups and set pieces in these rounds, but with a classic and nothing else, it's going to be pretty rough. Mo going to be the first one in. Reyna leading the way. Clears outside. Comfy. Carcass on the only trade through, and FNATIC pick up everyone. Did lose out on Doma, but absolutely no problem. So, kind of as expected, Plant comes in, 4 still stand, and even losing out on the Raze. Raze has got the ult ready to go, so Doma's perfectly fine. Probably happy with how this is happening. Still nothing? Alright, don't worry, Hypoc. I miss you. Chat, you want to be my co-casters? Give me some analytics here. This is where I'd be like, hey, Hypoc, what are your thoughts so far coming into this buy? And maybe he'd be like...
My thoughts are good. Overall,
good
yes.
Yes. FNATIC sticking on the 4 SMGs and 1 rifle for Mystic. Chat, what are your thoughts on that? Do we like that as the bonus round? Let me know your predictions in chat. For now, we have to see how they want to implement this. It's not going to be too easy either. It's going to be kind of a interesting one there. I guess the one bonus on this map is, aside from those initial fights, there are a lot of close corners. It's why frenzies are such a nuisance here, and so many other scenarios can be kind of brought a little bit closer by just those pistols being a problem. However, once again, mid control has been given and garnered. FNATIC still hold the extremities, so it's kind of a 3-1-1 split. You had Cypher and Omen on the extremities, on B towards A as well in sewers, and presence shown. Nothing gotten from this yet, but you're going to have Cypher, and I think it's breached, yeah, just tucked below towards that B side itself. And there's the camera in action, so no troubles yet, and no freebies found yet. Hey, welcome back, bud.
I was listening along, I promise.
No worries.
Wave actually looking to flex out Garage a little bit, but look at this. FNATIC actually going to pop the showstopper and go all the way through B tower here. Nothing found just yet, but creating a lot of space. Mystic will find a kill onto Nico. Showstopper thrown out, nothing though, but actually Murray and Zeke respond back with their own kills. A little bit of a brawl going out for B side, a little bit of a delayed rotation on the side of Wave.
But I like this intention towards B. I think it's the good choice from FNATIC, considering they had Spectres, bring it to a close quarters combat scenario. What the hell was that sentence? I've been watching too many Milsim videos, but his Carcass from up above to find Chak. That's alleviated some of the pressure. Swing around though from Boaster. Wants to trade, gets it, but not too clean, but he'll take that for now. And now it is just Boaster left in the 1v2, surrounded 2 angles. Not easy to fight with. He's been able to isolate Murray, and now the 1v1 crossed on the side. He knows where the plot is. Or does he? Is he going to stick this? Can we switch onto the Omen? It's not showing on the UI. No, okay. Tribune now. Playing with the time, but he's looking like he's making some mistakes, and the tag comes in, but he's going to get it to at least halfway. Gets off it, wants to fight, he doesn't get a Booster! Just big brained this fight with that Spectre to hand, spams it out. You gotta run, but there's nothing more to be done. Well played to Booster there. In a 1v2 in the post plant, he isolated Murray so quick that the Omen couldn't trade. Brilliantly played.
Yeah, and there's literally about half a second to find that kill. You could see how quickly Tribune was closing the distance, coming through to heaven, and for a second now, I thought Tribune was just sticking it through the smoke, and it's unfortunate because Boaster was off by about half a foot with his spray, but again, not giving up the angle, even after that smoke drops, and there's a timer, right? Because as soon as that smoke drops, I mean, the gig's up. You can see whether or not it's being stuck or not, but Boaster holds the line under pressure. Let's clutch that round out, and wow, Mystic and absolutely slapped, and Zeke actually will follow up as well. Boaster gets smacked as well.
These backhands are strong. God damn. And now what do you do with this? I mean, it should still be a cleanup, but look at the damage. Doma's down to 17 HP. That's not ideal. That's an easy little one shot for a sheriff. And now problems are plenty. The spike is still on the Reyna, so keep in mind wherever that goes, they will follow, it seems, and it's going to be somewhat heading towards A, but a bit of a misread from the defensive side that they've left this completely available. So maybe a retake is what they have in mind. Maybe just stack together in these rounds, gather some weapons, and try and play back in as best you can.
Yeah, I was about to say whether or not they were kind of leaning over to this side of the map, but hold that thought. Mo, actually, Doma going to find the first one Tribune will fall. Mo might get caught out there. Zeke did manage to recover one of the weapons from B Garage. That fault line actually going to keep FNATIC pinned in that corner for the time being, but no peek comes onto it. I think they're conscious of giving up another weapon here. FNATIC find themselves in a 2v3. We know one member very low HP still. Nico actually still expecting a little bit of a rotation coming out, and it might actually pay off for him. Look at this, FNATIC making their way back through ropes. They're stomping. Going to get all the audio cues on this. Nico lying in wait in heaven. Will he find the first? He does indeed. The second evades, and no Doma. Third on the round now. Oh my word! Carcass plucks him out of the sky with a sheriff. A really nice thrifty round there from Wave.
Yeah, 3-1. It's actually really impressive they were able to turn that. I mean, a good couple of shots to start with, right? Those two quick sheriffs, certainly going to help matters. But, you know, even then, the later the game sort of play, they're picking up the weapons, kind of falling back around, staying as a pack, making it super hard for FNATIC to stay clean on that. Now, the money's going to be interesting to me. I want to see what Mystic goes for. Yeah, we're going to have a Bulldog or two coming out, you know, lesser weapons into the mix.
Yeah, no ultimates coming on the side. Well, actually, yeah, we do have the Empress. Well, the Empress on the side of FNATIC and the Showstopper on the side of Wave. So we see them invested here. FNATIC again. This is a very FPX look. I know we've talked historically about FNATIC and the respect given to Angel on the side of FPX, but this is a mirror image right now. The A lurk and the ropes push. Just straight away.
Angel carry, and then you're good to go. Now, not the case. Tribune good for one, but a trade from Boaster. Good work. Boaster even doubling down, actually, to find Carcass. That's cracked open the site. There's no one else here to defend it. Maybe the Cypher could get to screens in time, but it's Reyna in case. Yeah, it looks like the Omen's considering this, and it's not a bad idea, considering the full rotation has come in. They're none the wiser. Oh, that's a shocker coming in. Boaster can only do so much, so let's have eyes on that Omen. The last one alive now. Mystic. Gonna give away the game, but yeah, still has to work with this one. You can see the breach just hovering around the top as well, kind of following in the footsteps, and timing is a factor now. Mystic, no chance on this. Surely letting him get away with this one rather than gun out, trying to take a more complicated fight, and it could have been an error.
No.
Oh, Nico, you are a lucky, lucky boy.
I think Nico was expecting to plant all the way behind default there, but I mean, the fault line caught him. You know, aftershock comes through, and obviously that pushed him away. I mean, Mystic still done really well to find that kill onto Zeke. That was a little bit worrying at the end, but Wave hold the line. And again, that, in terms of economy, that's an important round now. It's a semi-reset for FNATIC. You have a couple of ultimates online now. Still got the Empress. Mystic's ultimate online. Boaster 2 on the side of Wave. Murray and Nico online, and closest after that is Tribune. Don't we see any of them invested on again, it's a light buy here.
Look at this dirty buy though. Frenzy, the thing is, it still has to command a level of respect, and hopefully Carcass is aware of that, because he's gonna have a lot of players looking his way, and they're happy to brawl out. I mean, they've got light armor, they've got frenzies, the ult's been popped, so this is gonna come through. This is a weird round. They've actually got a bit of a plan in mind for this one. Doma's down. Oh god, this is messy. Most found Carcass. Now Nico's gonna be at least walled off for now. Does cross through, but there's players here peeking through one by one. Zix found one. Nico does get Mo, but the trade there for Mystic. Where is that spike? No chance of a plant right now.
Yeah, it's actually stuck down on rafters. This is terrible for FNATIC. Have a look. What? Murray, did he just find two through the Viper ult? No, okay, it was up in heaven. Okay. I was worried for a second there.
Do not fear, Zik is here. 3 rounds either way now. It looks like with the economy now going to be in a better place for FNATIC, we have to pay real close attention to this round, because it's been kind of a mismatch of buys coming in, but normally in a traditional, let's say, an even matchup where you don't have maybe a more favored side, you'd look at, you know, the pistol round, okay, you put that in a separate box. But at the moment, since the guns have come out, I guess technically Wave have run this, but now we have a somewhat more of an even buy on either side, even with the economy being a better spot overall for Wave.
Indeed, and obviously only the one ultimate invested. as I say that, Murray as a showstopper and actually potentially will find Mystic as he tries to bail away into Garage. Actually, both are going to find one in response, but Akis will quickly shut that down. Now Zeke got to be careful because the rest of FNATIC are creeping up on him. Look at the camera. It's going to give away all the information. Zeke finds the first. Mo will trade that one out. That will give them site control initially, but doesn't look like they want to...
Need a pick.
Actually, they are going to go for the plant here. The fault line comes through. Mo swings early. Carcass will shut that one down now. And actually, Jack. Okay. Okay. Lined up the first two.
Yeah, the third just got out of it, but you could see the intention, right? Like, the idea there was that you let Reyna play ahead, you get a pick, and you bring it to maybe a 2v2 if the Reyna can get out, because at least Reyna's got some ability to get, like, excuse me, disengage as well. Yeah, just choking on my own bullshit. Don't worry about it. But...
It was the 3 minutes of listening to yourself, wasn't it? That was it.
No, it really, really does my head in. I don't know how people do it at home, but Mo, at least that I like the idea. But FNATIC get kind of broken off the back of that too. This buy is still far from perfect. They're riding this poor economy.
I mean, stingers right now are a hot topic. A couple of them and frenzies. Murray actually all the way down here. Oh my god! Look at the setup.
Bloody hell. But look at the adjustment there, Hypok. Look at this. They've given up mid so many times. This round, they decide, let's be super aggressive, super attentive. And they had no idea on the side of FNATIC. They still went into it like, okay, maybe there's a player in traditional spots. But they had no idea they were going to come up against that.
Doma down to 2 HP. We'll deal with the camera. A little bit of information goes over to the side of Wave, and I mean, now it's they have to find a kill really. Either side, it's a 2-2 split up, and you can see Carcass on the minimap. He's tucked very deep down on A main. So again, if the push does come through there, they get the audio cue from Spawn. Alternative, they get the information early enough for that rotation to come through. But FNATIC heading over towards Garage now. Keep your eyes on Zeke because he's the one tucked all the way in back sight. There you go. Information comes through. The one-ways pop. Zeke will find both of them. A good round. I mean, this is the sort of thing I was talking about on Bind, right? It's these defensive executes, but when you find value from them, it shuts the entire round down. And you make a perfect point, right? Leave mid open, what, 4 or 5 rounds in a row?
Yep.
Then actually, yeah, this time around, we're going to chuck 3 people down on mid.
Okay, it looks like we do have a bit of a disconnect coming in, so there might be a little bit of a technical pause coming through for a second, but we'll see how long that lasts for. But yeah, I like the switch up, and this is again something that I want to highlight about Wave is they have a really good mentality to the way the game's meant to play out in their minds. Now, FNATIC kind of disrupted that, I feel, by being aggressive on occasion and, you know, kind of being that dominant side, which not a bad idea. It's a really good way to counter that, to kind of, you know, just completely destroy the premeditated plans, but right now, we're seeing Wave truly in the kind of living rent-free in Boaster's head if he's IGLing this, because Wave have been outplaying him in that regard. I'm kind of surprised, if I'm honest, because normally, as I said, we saw on map 1, right, that it was such a well-versed look from FNATIC.
I mean, dare I say this? This is like a more structured way of playing that G2 showed us very early on in Europe, right? Which is, we're not afraid to just go out and take gunfights. And again, you know, the big thing that teams struggled with versus G2 early on was, well, how do we counteract, you know, 2 or 3 players on the enemy team just going out finding 1 kill, 2 kills, 3 kills sometimes in quick succession. Because I mean, you can't. I mean, if for example it's your smoker that drops, like you lose your smoker, okay, yeah, it's going to be difficult to execute onto a site now. If it's then your smoker and then, you know, a breach or something like that, it makes it increasingly difficult. So to kind of keep that in the back of your mind whilst also trying to think about, yes, how do we execute onto this site? How do we, you know, isolate a player to find that first blood? I mean, it's a tall order for any IGL.
It's certainly not easy. It's why it's always such an interesting conversation when we talk about IGLs. Obviously, there is a technical pause, so do bear with us. Once that's resolved, we'll be back in as soon as we can. It seems like his internet just dropped, so could be a minute, 30 seconds, 5 minutes, who knows? We'll figure it out. But I think it's why I give so much credit to big IGLs, and why, you know, when we're discussing like G2 as a concept, I really loved theory crafting around someone like Existence, or someone who garners a lot of respect coming in to be able to kind of mold that team and kind of shape it a little bit, just to take that weight away from the other players. I mean, it's why I like seeing, so for example, Rhyme, right? Like we saw him taking the in-game leadership role for a while, and it not being terrible with him, but it certainly stunted his individual ability. But it looks like now he's kind of been made a little bit freer. You can see what it can do to players. It can really let them focus on just what's in front of them. So I think you really do still have to give so much credit to these IGLs who take that responsibility at their own detriment sometimes. Yeah,
and again, that experience and knowing how to deal with certain kind of players just being an absolute nuisance. And again, I've got to give more props to Murray because this guy has impressed me time and time again today. Yep. But it's good to see Wave make setups to enable him to do that. It's not just, you know, again, early on, if we're going to talk like G2, Artist double satcheling down mid on split and finding 3 kills with a Phantom. It's having the contingency plan around, right, well, if Murray does get picked there, we've got a crossfire set up and, you know, we've got somebody posted in ropes to kind of prevent that push becoming a problem. I mean, initially, yeah, it's good to see FNATIC not scared of exploring that territory. Right now, I don't know what the fix is, to be honest with you. Outside of going to a strict execute onto one site and isolating a 4v2, there's not an awful lot you can do with this default setup.
No, that's why it's a default, right? It's meant to be a very tricky thing to overall do and lean into as your kind of standard approach. But beside that, we did get an update. It does seem as though his internet is back. He's just going to be having to rejoin the server, get everything back up and running. So hopefully all gets back into game soon. But thank you for bearing with us and having some delightful patience. I do like the spam in chat. Very creative use of waves. Nothing to rhyme with it, just you spam this wave.
Okay, we've got to address this now. I hate the fact we're rhyming wave with wave. That's... Come on, guys.
I do like the, you can do better. Spam this static to support FNATIC. That's better. You know what I mean? Like, it's got a rhyme.
The battle of the pastas today. FNATIC are kind of edging that one out.
FNATIC win that. For now, I mean, I'd like Wave to get a little bit more creative. Oh, Riot 8 says, FNATIC going down under this big wave. Okay. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. I would really like some more creativity, as said. I mean, it's not easy, I know. But it does seem as though Nico is back in the server, so that looks good. I'd probably just give it a second or two to make sure it's actually stable and good to go. And then we're jumping right back in. If you are just tuning in, it is, what, 5-3 right now, actually favorable to Wave. The initial pistol round and then the kind of follow-on did go towards FNATIC's favor. However, once we go into those better buys coming out, Wave has looked actually pretty substantial in these rounds, and even momentum-based round by round, they've actually seemingly kind of been pulling ahead. So it looks as though it does seem like he is now getting ready, so we'll be jumping back into game, and once again, thank you for your patience and dealing with staring at us two. Always. Can you
just stop talk, start game? Like, I don't know why. Dragging this out.
Well, there was an email that came through that you requested more on camera time, so I guess
I don't think that would ever happen, to be honest.
I don't think either of us ever want that.
In any universe.
We're with you on that, don't worry. But we are looking like we're back into game. The unpause has come through. Hopefully all the issues are resolved. We can get this one back underway and have a look at what we're about to see.
Really, if FNATIC do employ that sort of strat that I was talking about, which is not brute forcing, but again, trying to just use this numbers advantage. Because one thing with FNATIC, again, it's just these individuals, and the man on your screen right now, Doma, been finding value time and time again. In terms of entries, Akis, I'll throw that one way out, see if anyone's going to peek into it. But again, this is the important thing. So FNATIC showing presence here. Wave just holding on to their setup. Still 3 over towards B. Tribute now going to back up towards screens. Potentially give up front of sight. Again, just... This is what we saw FNATIC do on map 1, right? It's run the clock down. Keep Wave guessing. Information goes over after that camera gets popped, and Boast are going to throw down a little bit of cover for himself, and that's going to keep Wave positioned where they're at. Now, FNATIC going to send 2 through ropes and potentially find that 4v2, 5v2 that I was talking about over on A site.
Carcass here. Gonna at least notice now. Look at the lovely use of this to force him off that favourable angle. You can see the combination of utility coming into play now as well. They're just going to completely abscond from holding the site initially and just play full retake.
I like that.
Probably the best choice, I feel. And now, plenty of utility yet left to play with, considering they hadn't really defaulted around or drawn much out. So this is going to be a pretty hard retake, I feel, for FNATIC to hold against, but they probably are in pretty good positions here. But here we go. Finally gets underway. Karkas and Zik pick up almost instantaneously as they try to make their way towards heaven, but it's Doma waiting patiently down below. And now Doma can fall away. Does catch a flash, does get traded in on Tribunes there. Going to swing together, try and isolate that Reyna, but Reyna's going to just dip and dodge and do the work. Mystic, joined by the Viper and Boaster. No problem.
And that's the sort of problem there. If you give up and you opt to play retake, I mean, it gives FNATIC to kind of plant for heaven there and have that. Again, the structure, again, the two people on site, all they have to do is run down the clock. Because at some point, Wave have to push and pressure onto the spike. I really like that from FNATIC. Again, Wave, you know, making the right decision in my eyes, but a little bit of a flaw.
I know you've very valid input. Now, I did like what Anna's put in chat here. Start a rave to support Wave.
Oh.
It's getting better. It's getting better.
Love it. Absolutely love that.
It's creative. This is what I need. Thank you. Carry on.
I'm more interested in the copy pasta, to be honest.
Well, that's what I was going to look at. This is your time to do analysis. They're not doing anything. I yell when they shoot. Go, go.
Lots of smoke in mid. That's it. That's about all that's happened so far. Spike actually positioned outside garage. And actually, this is the first time that it looks like early round intention for FNATIC is to explore a B split. Usually, it's just been kind of baiting out a little bit of contact. But again, we have this setup a little less aggressive, I say, as Murray swings and finds Mo. But this is the three-man stack that we saw down in mid previously. And off the back of that, again, just no real utility investment there to find first blood. Now Wave have got the man advantage. I love that. They back up. They're going to sit in formation once again. 3 over towards B site, 2 on A.
Ray's playing super passive. Back by Spawn. Letting again, FNATIC, yeah, take mid. There's no spike site in middle, we're fine. But now we're going to have to see how that positional attack
Murray
is going to work out. Murray's in a dangerous spot here. 22 seconds. FNATIC are running out of time, and they're yet to clear sight. This is the danger of playing those late in the round hits. We see it fall foul to even the better teams in the likes of Counter-Strike. Very veteran at this point, but Bose is doing the big lifting. But Sick, the shot was there, but no, there's now support. He's in trouble. 7 seconds. He just has to be a nuisance to the plant. He's done that. Great work. They just need to live now. They don't need to do any more. Brilliant play in the end, and we've seen it. There we go. You just ride out the wave of danger.
Oh. Really turning the tides. That one wasn't as painful as mine, I don't feel. Your execution was much better.
Thank you. FNATIC's execution's looking a little bit of a problem here, because those slow mid-takes are fine if you nail the landing, but they're not clearing sight. And the problem is that obviously once you run into that, there's always going to be a chance that someone's just going to be in a dirty little spot like Tribune was, like some of these players have been, and they hinder that approach. So now FNATIC's economy is broken again.
Yeah, and talking economy, look at Wave's ultimates. All 5 online here, so an all-out B hit coming from FNATIC, and that paranoia going to find a lot of value, but it is late. You're right. Chak will still find entry. That headshot. Nico investing the Rolling Thunder. No follow-up initially. Oh my god, Mo40 just spots Murray on top of the box. The trades come through back and forth. A 2 for 2. That brings it to a 2v3 now in favor of FNATIC.
The spike's a problem, but the wall's going to bail him out of it, at least for a second or two. Karkas was watching that just in case. But no, the wall going to keep vision safe. Boaster investing into this. Right to be doing as such at this point.
Yeah, this is a big round for FNATIC. Again, we talked about the economy right here. I'm fine with getting these ultimates down now.
Now, faking the plant. Zik's not fancying going into this, and I don't blame him. There's a roaming pack of 3, and they're all trying to take these fights together. You can see FNATIC desperately want to pick before they go for this, and they're going to have to try and keep forcing this issue if they want that. No free plant coming in. There we go. Oh, Karkas, death from above, and it went terribly for him.
I respect it, though. On the 3rd tap of the spike.
Last round
Full
before
yeet.
the switch.
Yeah, fair play. Fair play. I've got another one for you, Lauren. Are you ready for this? What we crave, it's all the rave. is the wave putting FNATIC in their grave.
That just sounded like some really bad slam poetry, and I'm kind of into it.
Yeah.
You know, you play to go those
bad,
terrible
it's good.
bars, and it's just like some very sad kid in a beanie just hitting you with some terrible slam poetry. That's it, and I loved it. I'm there for it, guys. Good creativity. We've done it. There we go, guys. We can move on to the next game now. We found a new spam, but no, actually, it's 6-5, and it's a pretty good game so far. FNATIC have found their answer, but it is being bolstered by the fact they won those first 3 rounds, 2 off the bounce of the pistol, of course. So again, context is everything in this. Those gun rounds have been pretty much aggressively waves until as of late. Boaster trying to do a bit of a switcheroo towards B, keep them presence, give that kind of idea they're still going for this hit, but again, presence now showing towards A, so hard to read where they're going to be here.
Yeah, and the important thing here, Zeke actually rotating over towards A. You can see him playing screens with that camera once again. This trade back of information is going to draw out the rotation. But actually, Mo finds the first. Murray good for the trade. That's actually Spike down. Spike now stuck in a bit of a precarious position. Murray, unfortunately, had his showstopper online. But look at this now. Bit of a push to come back and retrieve that Spike. Doma going to find 2. This is a much better look this time around for FNATIC. Great recovery. Nico, the last man standing for wave here. He's going to find Boaster sleeping up in heaven. Flash comes through. Again, though, the plant for heaven is going to make it awkward. He drops down. Mystic ready and waiting. And actually, FNATIC bring it back to a respectable 6-6, which, you know, with the momentum that Wave picked up midway through that half, would have seen it maybe going towards potentially an 8-4, but good recovery from FNATIC nonetheless.
Yeah, they definitely stabilized. Those last 3 have given them a bit of a buffer now coming into that second half in case they're a little bit, I don't know, you know, slow off the start. So that's kind of what you need. And on the other side, I still put more credit towards Wave's string of rounds on the rifles, I guess. But again, this is anyone's game. FNATIC going full CZ looking Counter-Strike rounds when that before that was nerfed. But it is the frenzy. I feel as though that's got to be on the chopping block soon, man. Like, they're kind of filthy for the amount they cost.
I don't think there's any scenario where it's okay to be running a frenzy and light armor. It's not okay.
Dirty, isn't it?
It's not okay.
It's not okay. All right. Let's see if the filthy frenzies come out to play. And a very similar approach, it looks like, here on the kind of side swap. Mid is available. But it's those kind of rotations off the back. It does kind of leave you a little blind, of course, if you're on the defending side. You have to kind of really get those rotations right, and it's not easy. Okay, slowly but surely. No subtlety to this. Boaster is on the other side. Going to try and flash him for the Jet. Jet goes through, but body blocked by Boaster, but still loses life. And Jet's still alive and kicking. Maybe a little worse for wear, but doing work. And now there's danger aplenty. Murray's found Mo, and that was on the other side. That's where the spike is. Keep in mind, Omen's got the spike. And that was over towards B.
Actually, you can see Doma now on the minimap. Trying to get in back behind ropes. Arca's got to be careful here. I know. No. Oh, the timing's perfect for him. The trigger discipline. He finds the first, the second. though. Nico actually going to trade that one out. Oh, no. I love the decision making. Unfortunately, does get traded. And that will give Wave good entry here. The smoke's down, so they can plant this for heaven. So that makes it increasingly difficult for FNATIC here in the post plant.
Jack's already noted. Kind of locked in. He can see Mystic trying to bail him out, see if he can spot anyone, but no one's showing. Tribute might offer himself up as almost a, you know, bodyguard to this. None of those shot hit. I don't know how, but... So you gotta be go to... Like, ships in the night.
Okay,
but no worries. Nico's got you.
That's how you don't want to see a round fall apart, though, right? Is somebody slipping through the smoke at the same time.
Yep.
Again, another pistol round in favor of Wave.
Okay.
That's a recurring trend throughout this series.
Yes.
FNATIC did pick up their pistol round, I mean, in the first half here, but I think that was the same on Haven, right? It was 1-1. They won both pistol rounds on Let's go. Let's go.
All right, let's see what we've got here. They're all there, Jack. Here we go. Bucky to hand, locked, loaded, but they're flying in. They're too quick. He can't do anything. Booster, though, up to the fight, gonna lead in with that dirty Bucky. These buys, they just love anything a bit cheeky. You got frenzies, you got Buckies. It's all there. They're playing to their own tune for now, but the spike is planted and retaken with a Bucky. Unless someone's up close, it's going to be tricky, but Murray offers himself up. So now there's a couple of problems. Zick on the other side. Don't worry, you know, the buckshots aren't going to hit. Only a touch of damage. What are the other shotgun shells? You got buckshots and what are the other ones? Some dweeb out there is going to know, because I forget. I am also that dweeb, don't worry. It's a 3v2 regardless. Mo's kind of in a real bad position, and now with Boaster going down, he can't really be taken out of it. He could do some damage for sure, but the round might be evading him, and you can see the problems now starting to mount. Good damage, but no round to be had, and those Buckies invested get thrown by the wayside.
Yeah, 3 deaths though, so again, we talk about damage control.
Yeah, but look at the economy on the buyback in. They're forced into force buys. When you don't succeed on the first try, double down.
You buck and buck again.
Yeah, you just gotta buck up.
Oh. Oh.
I hate myself too, don't worry. Like, it's fine.
I don't know if I hate or love you for that one.
It's rough, isn't it? It's real rough. There. Okay, and so might this round be. Here's the big switch up. Go B instead. Okay, Carcass.
I mean, this is worse.
Check your corner, check your corner, check your corner. Oh god, Mo. Mo almost had some real danger, but Mystic's the one to find Carcass. Now Murray's probably like, hold on, let me just step back a bit. Those Buckies! What is that?
What is that range?
Excuse me, Riot. Please. What is that? Okay, so now let's look at towards the Cypher. Let's switch onto it. Perfect. Zick here is going to see enough and know that there's a quick rotation in play. Now, whether he knows who it is, beyond the point, but you're going to keep them at arm's length. I don't know, actually. At this point, Bucky seem to be snipers. What do I know? But the cross should be coming in, and Zick can now get back towards just watching Heaven. And look how low some of these players are. Good isolation on towards Mystic. Raze is still far away, but does have the weapon upgrade. Boaster needs to be real lucky with that filthy looking Bucky. Finds another, but that one's way out of distance.
Roman's got a Vandal, though. He upgraded.
Exactly that. He did find it on the way through. So now he's looking a little bit more dangerous, a little bit more deadly. And maybe, just maybe, this works out. Nade goes in, clears the corner for free. Now starts working forward. This is a horrible position. Oh, he checked the left. And Tribune just steps out on the right side. And it looks as though Wave have stabilized. The money finally falls back into the right place here for FNATIC.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, all things considered, the double Bucky round actually leaves them with like 1,000 credit buffer across the board, right? Chak down at 600. So again, we can pair the economy. Other than the loss bonus, it's there or thereabouts. I mean, probably only overall about an 1,800 credit difference. That's quick caster mass, so it's probably way off, but the damage is done. And again, talking about damage control, that's actually a good look for FNATIC. Now,
are they just rushing?
Yeah. I don't know.
Wave and nutcases. Jack's on the side like, the round's just started. Do you mind not doing this? Doma's found Murray. That's good work from Doma. At least going to eliminate one of the danger men, but no flank, nothing really to support this. It's going to be the plant and the post, really. 3v3 now. Let's look at what we've got here. Doma on 30 HP, going to try and get in, use that ultimate Tribune. Just swats him out of the air. Lear comes in now, none of that either, but Mo's gonna land the shot at least. And now the 2v2. This is brutal from both sides, but Mo, that drop sound's gonna give Zick at least a good idea where he was. Nico, the shoulder peek, spots him. Mystic now tries to isolate one to his right, gets the free fight, but there's the trade out for Nico. This pace from Wave is wild. And I think they're looking dangerous, Hypok, I've got to say it.
That's very scary. If we could take a quick look back on, and yes, we're going to have the investment coming back in from FNATIC. Like I said, that double Bucky ride did give them effectively an extra round in terms of economy, but I mean, we saw Wave do this on Haven, right? Which was, they're not afraid to just switch it up and go for that full-on brute force aggression. And FNATIC didn't have a response for it in Haven that time around. Again, Chak playing that position in corner sight, if that happens, he's dead. Right? They just play the numbers trade on it.
I don't know what to make of this game now because it's getting a little too dicey. I thought map 2 was just, you know, oh, that's a good look. But no, Murray wants more of that. And Boaster gets his head buried down by the ropes. And Murray wants more. He's going to just keep cracking open this map. Does he get anything else? Oh my god, Murray! He's found Mo as well, and now they know this was a mid-stack. That's a little sloppy from Zik to go on his own, though, but that's why. Tribune on the quick trade, and suddenly it's a 3v2 to FNATIC.
This is really good from Wave. And it's the stacking, it's the trading that looks really good. Dick actually saying he whiffed. I need to stop looking at chat. But Wave now looking to aggress back onto B. Mystic all the way in back sight, so expect Chak to try and make a play. Actually, no, now Mystic actually going to find the first. Nico will trade it out. Do they expect Chak this early on? Going to fake the plant initially. Chak just waiting out the smoke. And actually, Nico, heads up play from him, expecting it.
Yeah, boy. The crouch, spam, hype up. Look at this. Wave are actually doing so well here. And it's just like weird, mad aggression at times. They're just like brute forcing this. And the money for FNATIC, what do you do with this? We've seen the Bucky rounds. We've seen the Spectres, Sheriffs.
I don't know what Domer is doing. Put that Spectre away. Make it a Bucky. It's a half buy, so they are going to play for the 12th round here. There's, say, 1,500 across the board. And Wave now maybe anticipating this because this is a slower approach, so it spread a lot. Actually spread very thin in this default. Maybe anticipating some aggression on the side of FNATIC. And we're going to send his boombot out to try and find something on A main, but much slower look. Nobody really giving anything away here. And this is what I was talking about. It's FNATIC under pressure. We haven't seen it yet.
True.
See how they fare here.
It just looks like Wave are just they're riding the wave of confidence, but they are looking hyped up. They look like they're just feeling themselves right now, which is really dangerous to play against. It's hard to predict and hard to quantify, and Carcass is gonna be the first one forward. Buckies are out, Buckies are dead on the side. It doesn't matter. Carcass continuing forward. This should be a spike plant. They've secured sight now. Let's see if they can keep this composure now coming in towards the final throws to put them on towards 12. Zix found Mo, so there's no damage done yet towards Wave. This is a dream run from these boys. What a way to welcome into the big leagues. Murray makes light work of Mystic, and FNATIC are down to the main man himself, Boaster. But a mile away from being able to change the way this round goes. With just the Bucky to hand, damage is great, sure, maybe a bit of this, bit of that, but no matter where you cut it, it's 12 rounds on the board, and Zix got him as well. This is wild stuff. 5 alive. No damage coming through. Money is gonna be enough for a buy here, but they're playing for OT.
This has been a clinical attacking half from Wave. Clinical. Haven't dropped one yet. Picked up the pistol. And honestly, it's been a one-sided affair. A very one-sided affair.
We seen that buy? With 5.4 left? Just gonna hoon it in, maybe?
Get a camera on Carcass right now.
Just mad aggression, I guess? I want to see what he does with this. I mean, if you're going to go like that, they feel like they've isolated a problem towards B, so maybe they can keep exploiting this. It looks like Murray's going to lead the way, though. B the entry fragger. Oh, it just went past him, but Murray, regardless, switches up to that rifle, locked, loaded. Jack's gone. And now this is going to be a spike plant again. This should be another post-plant scenario. Look at Carcass around the back, switching up to the Vandal. He's going to swing on it. God, he's even controlled more territory. This is looking dangerous for FNATIC. So much utility thrown at them. They have no way out of this. Carcass found Boaster. Murray towards Doma. FNATIC just down towards Mo, and he's dead.
My God.
Just destroyed FNATIC in the round of 8.